What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 3RG41 Rocks vs Marine Admiral. Seeing that the atmosphere between the two became more and more dull, it seemed that a fight would break out at any moment. Our main task today is to fight Marine. Let's put aside our personal grievances for now. Shiki, Silver Axe. Charlotte Linlin stood between the two of them, scanning them and said, "Get out of Linlin, this idiot will only drag us back, why don't I kill him now?" Golden Lion ordered in a cold voice with a cigar in his mouth, exhaling a puff of smoke. "I really listened to something that made people laugh," Shiki, Silver Axe sneered. Even with Charlotte Linlin, standing in the middle of the two, trying to prevent the battle between the two. But, at this time, not only did the two of them not stop, but their aura and killing intent became even stronger. It seemed that there were only two of them, and one was killed or injured. This battle will not end. After all, the two are also cadres. How could they calm down their anger because of Charlotte Linlin's short words? Just when the killing intent between Golden Lion and Silver Axe reached its peak, the battle was about to start. Ochaku interrupted suddenly. "Captain Rocks is still here, are you sure you want to continue the quarrel?" Hearing his words, the two were taken aback for a moment, then glanced at Rocks. At this time, Rock's eyes were still on the G1 Marine base, and he didn't speak or express his opinion. Even so, the killing intent on Golden Lion and Silver Axe gradually subsided. The two of them are on the Rocks ship, and they probably don't agree with each other. But the only person who had to obey was Rocks. This makes them feel scared and stressed. It's someone they absolutely don't want to provoke. Although Rocks didn't say anything, but the two knew that if they fought in such a crucial action, Rocks will definitely stop it. Seeing the idea of Golden Lion and Silver Axe stopping the fight, Chen Mu unconsciously set his eyes on Rocks. Charlotte Linlin herself came between the two, trying to stop their fight. But not only were the two unmoved, they even tried to ignore Charlotte Linlin in order to start a fight. And Ochaku just stopped verbally, saying the name of Rocks. In the absence of any action by Rocks, the two unruly pirates obediently withdrew their killing intent. At this time, Chen Mu couldn't help being curious about the current strength of the Rocks. Such a terrifying deterrent force undoubtedly shows the extraordinary strength of Rocks. As the ship approached the port on the coast of G1 thoroughly, the main Marines on the shore also entered a fighting state one by one at this time. It's really bold, Rocks. Standing at the forefront of the main Marines is the Marine Admiral Biwu, who is wearing a cloak and is full of vigor. Marine Admiral, the highest combat power of naval headquarters, is the facade that symbolizes Marine. Every Marine Admiral has extremely top strength. Of course, Biwu Admiral is no exception. "It's been a long time, Biwu," Rocks greeted with an arrogant smile on his face. During his time on the Rocks pirate, sailing the New World, in addition to suffering from the main pursuit of Mog Admiral, of course, also fought against Biwu. Not only Biwu, Marine's Admiral, Rocks have all played against each other. But without exception, they retreated safely every time. "I didn't get rid of you many years ago, it was indeed my negligence, but you came to the G1 base today to seek death, so I'm not polite," Marine Admiral Biwu said with a confident smile on the corner of his mouth. "You were really stupid, Biwu, who made a special trip to die." Rocks folded his hands on his chest, staring at Biwu condescendingly and said in a deep voice, "Ha ha ha. Rocks, I admit that you are very strong, your talent is beyond my imagination, but you have a fatal flaw, that is, you are too conceited." Rocks Pirate went from a well-known pirate group in just a few years, developed to today's new world's strongest pirate group. Such a high achievement in such a short time. Biwu also had to admit that Rocks' talent was terrifying. It's an out-and-out monster, but often the more such a person is, the more conceited he is. As Biwu expected, Rocks is an extremely conceited person. Not only are they not afraid of naval headquarters, but even world government is not in their eyes. Still dared to show up now, appearing in their G1 base. In the eyes of Biwu, Rocks is very stupid and conceited in doing so. "Really, I've never done anything I'm not sure of, have I? If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be in New World for so many years, and you Marines can only follow behind me to catch up. Coming to the G1 base will be the worst decision you've ever made, Rocks." After the words fell, Biwu's aura burst out, roaring like a giant beast. And the other powerhouses around Marine Admiral Biwu also got ready to fight. Their momentum is integrated, like an invisible iron wall, which can block everything. "Ha ha ha. Let's fight, little ones." Rocks stepped on the bow of the boat and laughed ferociously. Falling with the sound of Rocks, he took the lead in action, drew out the supreme sharp knife on his waist and charged directly at Marine Admiral Biwu. The two are currently the highest combat power in this battle, so they are naturally the first to make a move, playing forward. It's really a troublesome battle, but such a crazy action, it really makes people's blood boil when they think about it. Silver Axe also rushed out with a weapon in hand. Numerous regular crew members and interns followed behind. Following in Ochaku's footsteps, these people headed straight to the island and confronted the strong Marines. They Rocks Pirate, though, have done a lot of crazy action over the years. But this is the first time to actively attack a base with Marine Admiral. Try this battle well, Kaido, these opponents will satisfy you. Charlotte Linlin stared at Kaido and reminded him. Kaido has been with the Rocks Pirate for just over 2 months. But in the past 2 months, Kaido's strength has improved extremely rapidly like a rocket. This will not be without the personal guidance of Charlotte Linlin and Kaido's own terrifying talent. Now, all the official crew members of the entire Rocks Pirate have already been convinced by Kaido. Not to mention interns. Today's Kaido's strength can be said to be only inferior to the cadres and Chen Mu. Kaido stepped forward, came to the bow and stood beside Charlotte Linlin, and then set his sights on Chen Mu. In those eyes, there was pure fighting intent. Sensing Kaido's gaze, Chen Mu raised his head slightly and looked at Kaido. The title of strongest, I won't let you sit for too long, Chen Mu. Kaido snorted coldly and said in a deep voice. Don't worry, Kaido, with your talent, Chen Mu will not be your opponent sooner or later, Charlotte Linlin said with a strange smile, staring at Chen Mu. In Charlotte Linlin's eyes, Chen Mu is indeed as powerful as a monster. But, after teaching Kaido himself, he realized how terrifying Kaido's talent is. Charlotte Linlin is sure that Kaido will be one of the few people who will stand on top of the world in the future. Of course, she will also stand on top of the world. Really? Chen Mu responded calmly. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 42 The match between Chen Mu and Kaido. Time will tell Chen Mu. I am looking forward to Kaido's next fight with you. In that case, let me look forward to it for a while, Chen Mu said calmly. In the future, Kaido will grow into a force of 4 Emperors level. So Chen Mu is still somewhat interested in Kaido. Then get ready. Charlotte Linlin left the ship with Kaido after leaving these words. Climb to the top of the coast and fight against the strong Marines. So Lala. Chen Mu, it seems that you were being closely watched by Kaido. Whitebeard, who was standing beside Chen Mu, laughed. Although Kaido's performance on this ship is not as dazzling as Chen Mu's. But his strength still cannot be underestimated. After all, I joined Rocks Pirate for more than 2 months. Then he grew to the strength enough to defeat all the official crew members. With such terrifying strength, Whitebeard naturally paid some attention to Kaido. Both Chen Mu and Kaido can be called the monsters of their Rocks Pirate. It is true, although it is a bit troublesome, but I am still looking forward to the next battle with Kaido. A battle from the future Emperor of the Sea, Kaido of the Beasts. Chen Mu said that it is impossible to not be interested. Rocks Pirate joined you 2 monster interns, it must be a headache for Marine. Golden Lion on the side interjected with a grin. The strength of Chen Mu and Kaido is destined to become the main force of Rocks Pirate in the future. Destined to become a formidable enemy that would give Marine a headache. Maybe. Chen Mu spread his hands and said calmly. The future Kaido will undoubtedly become a 4 Emperors. And he is not a character in the original book. Instead, it traveled from a distant blue star. As for what kind of terrifying existence he will become in the future, he didn't know either. However, as Golden Lion said, his strength with Kaido will give Marine an unusual headache. I said, the battle has already started, do you still want to continue watching? Chen Mu, Shiki, Edward. If Captain Rocks blames you, don't say I didn't warn you. Ochaku reminded with a weapon in his hand. The Rocks are currently in a fierce battle with Marine Admiral Biwu. The other cadres also acted on their own. At present, only a few of them are still on board the entire ship. It's not your turn to remind me, Silver Axe. Golden Lion snorted coldly, and drew out the 2 big sharp knives from his waist. And Whitebeard drew out the supreme sharp knife behind his back, Kong Yunki. The 2 were ready to fight at this time. Only Chen Mu was lying on the rail of the boat, but he didn't pay attention to the chaotic battle in front of him. Instead, he glanced at the entire G1 base, thinking, where is the background of this Marine base stored? Chen Mu seemed to feel the strange gaze, turned his head and said, please, I'm just an intern. You should do this kind of dangerous task. I'll observe and observe. He doesn't want to participate in this dangerous battle. He will avoid the battlefield later and find out the details of the G1 base. With your strength, it is very difficult for Chen Mu to perish on this kind of battlefield. Whitebeard glanced at him and reminded. Do you want to act secretly alone again, Chen Mu? But I advise you not to have such thoughts, whether it is the other members of the Rocks Pirate or the Marines, they have already remembered you. It's almost impossible to act alone so that others don't notice you. Golden Lion said bluntly as if he had seen through Chen Mu's thoughts. Don't take me too seriously, Mr. Shiki. Forget it, I can't figure out what you guys are thinking. Golden Lion withdrew his gaze from Chen Mu, and together with Whitebeard and Ochaku, rushed to the battlefield on the coast. Started a fight with the Marine powerhouse, and Chen Mu is naturally not interested in this fight. Chen Mu observed for a while, jumped up from the boat, came to the island, stared at the base that could not be seen as far as the eye could see, and said to himself. There should be a lot of things in the huge Marine base. Just as he wanted to escape the war-torn coast, he sneaked to Marine base alone. Many Marine powerhouses in the battlefield have also noticed him at this time. That's him, the trainee who beat Garp at Loris country. Rock's pirate is offering a bounty of 300 million Bailey's monster intern. There is no mistake, it is him. Following a few voices, many strong Marines immediately surrounded Chen Mu. They held weapons in their hands, wrapped in rich armament hockey, and looked at Chen Mu vigilantly. Be careful. Although he is only an intern, his ability to defeat Colonel Garp is enough to prove that he has impressive strength. Ordinary interns, it is impossible for so many of them to be ready. But Chen Mu is different. This monster intern even has the strength of a Rock's pirate cadre level. If they don't take it seriously, they will only be the ones who suffer. Isn't it unreasonable for so many people to beat me up? Chen Mu looked at the strong men who surrounded him. Said slightly depressed. Sure enough, as Golden Lion said, now the people in Marine have fully noticed him. It is almost impossible to act alone like the last attack on Loris country. Now he can be regarded as a famous pirate in New World. Do you think we will show kindness to a pirate? A strong Marine responded with a cold snort. As long as they can kill the people of the Rock's pirate, even if they bully the few, they have no shame. After all, Rock's pirate is too notorious in New World. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 43 Colonel Sengoku appears, superior, a strong Marine said suddenly. As his words fell, many Marines around him directly attacked Chen Mu with weapons in hand. Chen Mu stood there unmoved when everyone's weapons were about to approach Chen Mu. Suddenly, a terrifying force spread from Chen Mu's body to the surroundings. This is an invisible force. Like a pair of invisible big hands, covering the heads of everyone, making them breathless. That's exactly what Conqueror's Haki is. It is a terrifying power that only one person in a million people will awaken. It has been several months since Chen Mu got the Conqueror's Haki. His Conqueror's Haki, after these hours of training, has already advanced to the second stage. It is only one step away from Conqueror's Haki in the third stage. Now his Conqueror's power is terrifying. The natural coercion quickly rushed out of Chen Mu's body. In an instant, the entire coast was covered. Whether it is the cadres of the Rock's pirate who are fighting, or the main force of Marine. All can be felt from Conquerors performed by Chen Mu. It's Conquerors. No. There's nothing wrong with it, this power is Conqueror's Haki. It is said that only those who have the talent of a king can awaken the Conquerors. This guy. The several strong Marines in front of Chen Mu said with a terrified tone, with cold sweat breaking out on their foreheads. The Conquerors just now shocked them in place. What an amazing Conquerors, Chen Mu. The Golden Lion who was fighting looked towards Chen Mu's direction and praised. Chen Mu's Conquerors has no effect on the same level of powerhouses, or in front of people stronger than him. But by the strength of Conquerors, it is very good to judge a person's strength. Fall with the words of the Golden Lion. Rocks, Whitebeard, Ochaku, John, Silver Axe, Kaido. Even Marine Admiral Mog, and countless Marine main powerhouses. All looked in Chen Mu's direction. The Conqueror's Haki awakened by Chen Mu is not even tickling for these people. But owning Conqueror's Haki means a lot. Since ancient times, those who have awakened Conqueror's Haki can reach certain heights in the future. That's not to say that people without Conquerors can't reach high levels. It can only be said that many people who stand at a higher level in the world have Conqueror's Haki. Because he is the symbol of a king, Chen Mu Conqueror's Haki unfolded, although countless strong men on the battlefield glanced at him. However, now is the time of fierce battle, and they don't have much free time to look elsewhere. On the battlefield, countless strong men clashed again. Boom boom boom. Chen Mu took advantage of the stupefied moments of these Marine powerhouses, and directly dealt with them. Although these Marines can be entangled with armament Haki, but the strength is still too weak. Let me be your opponent, Chen Mu. Suddenly a voice came, and a sense of crisis was transmitted to Chen Mu. Boom. With a loud noise, there was a burst of smoke and dust at the position where Chen Mu was standing just now. So close. Chen Mu dodged the opponent's attack and appeared not far away. However, through the threat he felt, he knew that the one attacking him was not a character that could be easily defeated. As the smoke dissipated slowly, a burly man appeared in front of Chen Mu. Sengoku. Chen Mu stared at the man in front of him, slightly startled. Standing in front of him is none other than Lieutenant Colonel Sengoku of Naval Headquarters. Sengoku was the one who joined Marine at the same time as Garp and Zephyr and Crane. Today, he's also one of Naval Headquarters' brightest 3 stars. Although he is only a Marine colonel, his strength and strategy far exceed this position. Colonel Sengoku, leave Chen Mu to me. Sengoku directed to several strong Marines behind him. Yes, Colonel Sengoku. They are also very relieved to hand over the opponent Chen Mu to Sengoku. If I remember correctly, you were the one who defeated Garp, right, Chen Mu? Sengoku turned his head and stared at Chen Mu solemnly and said. He had visited Garp more than a month earlier. Garp said at the time that he was defeated by Chen Mu of the Rocks Pirate. After he heard the news at that time, he really wanted to fight Chen Mu, an intern. Now meeting Chen Mu at the G1 base can be regarded as fulfilling his wish. Don't put money on my face, it's just to repel Garp temporarily, it hasn't been defeated yet. Chen Mu spread his hands and said calmly. Because the Rocks Pirate was about to retreat, he did not choose to continue to entangle with Garp, so he retreated. But, if he continues to fight, he has a good chance of defeating Garp. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 44 Chen Mu vs Sengoku. Let me see your strength today, Chen Mu. Colonel Marine vs a trainee, are you a little too bully? Chen Mu looked at Sengoku, who was full of fighting spirit, and said with a headache. He really regrets fighting Garp in Loris country. If not, few people would notice him at all, and this time he fought against the G1 base, he would definitely be able to leave the battlefield smoothly. Find the details of the G1 base. An intern is just a position to you, and your strength is not just at the level of an intern, Chen Mu. Sengoku said with a cold snort. Chen Mu's strength is comparable to the ordinary cadres of Rocks Pirate. After Sengoku finished speaking, he stopped talking too much nonsense with Chen Mu and directly attacked him. Today's action seems to be going very badly. Chen Mu's expression froze, ready to fight, and whispered to himself. Boom! Sengoku rushed in front of Chen Mu in an instant, and Chen Mu was ready to fight. Naturally, at the first moment, he punched out. The fists of the two collided directly. The fists collided, producing a strong momentum, attacking in all directions. Cracks appeared on the ground under Chen Mu's feet immediately, and his ankle sank into the shattered ground. Chen Mu has the world's top talent. In the past few months, he has never stopped practicing Conqueror's Haki in 8 inner gates. Although Conqueror's Haki is still in the second stage, it has not broken through to the third stage. But Chen Mu felt that his Conqueror's Haki, especially the longest armament Haki, was more sophisticated. As for the 8 inner gates, although it is still stuck at the 5th gate. But it is not far from the 6th gate. It has been a month since the battle in Loris country. Although Chen Mu's strength has not improved qualitatively, but overall it has improved a bit. Now he is better than a month ago. Sengoku, on the other hand, is also a formidable foe. Since joining Marine, he seems like a fish in water, and his strength has improved rapidly. Now he, Conqueror's Haki Grandmaster, has even eaten the giant Buddha fruit of the Phantom Beast. He is a formidable opponent who cannot be underestimated. The two clashed for half a point, and then retreated separately. What? Chen Mu fought against Colonel Sengoku, and he didn't lose the upper hand. Among their peers at Naval Headquarters, they've only seen Sengoku lose to Garp and Zephyr in a fistfight. In addition, Naval Headquarters is full of talents, no one of the same age can fight against Sengoku and remain invincible. Although Chen Mu is a real monster, don't forget that Colonel Sengoku's strongest ability is not taijutsu. Although I heard that Colonel Garp lost to Chen Mu, but Colonel Sengoku's comprehensive strength is now stronger than Garp, so Colonel Sengoku will definitely not lose to him. Garp is a fearsome physicist, but he is still in the growth stage. Although Sengoku is also in the growth stage, he has eaten the human fruit of the Phantom Beast. Currently, the ability bonus of Devil Fruit is very large. In the future Garp might be stronger than Sengoku. But at present, the strength of both of them is in the growth stage. The power of the Eudemon's Devil Fruit eaten by Sengoku must be higher than that of Garp. Compared with Garp, your brute force is not close. Chen Mu clenched his fists, staring at Sengoku in front of him and said. Garp's physical skills are not weak in the entire Naval Headquarters. Of course I can't compare with him. There aren't many people in Naval Headquarters who know Garp better than he does. Of course he knows that his power is not stronger than that of Garp. But, to match this punch with Chen Mu, it can also be regarded as making Sengoku clearly aware of the horror of Chen Mu. Fist with Chen Mu for half a minute, and now his arm is still slightly numb. You know, even if he fights with Garp, he still doesn't feel paralyzed after half a minute. So don't get out of the way Sengoku, you are not my opponent. Chen Mu waved his hand as a signal. Is it your opponent? It's too early to make a conclusion. Sengoku took off the cloak of justice behind him and loosened his tie. Colonel Sengoku is getting serious. It's the first time I've seen Colonel Sengoku fight seriously. Me too, if that's the case, I believe this battle will soon be decided. Several marine powerhouses stared at Sengoku excitedly and said. They are Marine Samsung, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr. When fighting seriously, there is a habit of loosening the tie. And take off the cloak of justice behind you. Let's continue, Chen Mu. Wrapping armament Haki around his fist, Sengoku continued. Sengoku knows that taijutsu is not as good as Garp. But, he doesn't think his overall strength is weaker than Garp's. You want to fight, so why should I refuse? Chen Mu said calmly. With the current situation, he can't go to the depths of the marine base even if he avoids the battle. That being the case, let's have a quick fight, whoosh. As Chen Mu's words fell, The speed of the two was so fast that an afterimage appeared on the spot. The speed was so fast that there was even a sound of compression in the air. In the blink of an eye, two blurred afterimages could be seen colliding together. In the center of the fists of the two, hideous black and purple electric lights appeared, winding around like spider webs, very irregular. This is the armament hockey matchup. When powerful forces collide, there is no doubt that an air current full of shock will be set off. The airflow forms ripples, sweeping in all directions. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 45 Sengoku's Demon's Devil Fruit, bang bang bang. After the fists of the two wrapped around armament hockey, they continued to attack each other. It was like two boulders colliding, emitting a deafening sound. The area with a radius of tens of meters directly became the home field of the two people. No pirates or marines approached, and all of them hid far away. After all, this is a battle between pirate monsters and marine nova. Others will naturally not participate in this dispute between the two. Others also want to see with their own eyes what kind of terrifying strength these two possess. The final outcome is the victory of the pirate Chen Mu, or the victory of Marine Sengoku. Snapped. Boom. During the confrontation, Sengoku suddenly turned his fist into a palm and slapped Chen Mu violently. Facing this palm, Chen Mu did not choose to defend, but clenched his fist and swung it out. Chen Mu moved back a few meters, while Sengoku moved back a distance of more than 10 meters. Sengoku covered Hockey's palm and slapped Chen Mu's chest. And Chen Mu's fist hit Sengoku's face. If it is said that such a change of tactics, Chen Mu will definitely not lose money. Because Chen Mu's physique is even more terrifying than Garp's. He has a physique of copper skin and iron bones. In addition, he has practiced 8 inner gates for so long, and his physique has undergone considerable changes. Chen Mu's defense is very amazing, although Sengoku's palm made him feel pain, but it was far from traumatic. Puff. Sengoku spat out the blood from his mouth on the ground, then reached out to wipe the blood from the corner of his mouth, and stared at Chen Mu solemnly. This blow, he lost. Colonel Sengoku. How is it possible? Colonel Sengoku was actually injured by Chen Mu when he was fighting seriously. Didn't the two of them switch attacks? Why? Why Chen Mu is fine, and Colonel Sengoku was beaten and vomited blood? What happened? Why did Colonel Sengoku's attack hit Chen Mu without pain? Could it be that Chen Mu's strength is even more terrifying than Colonel Sengoku? Many marine powerhouses did not expect that Sengoku fell into a disadvantage after the two fought for only a moment, even was beaten and vomited blood. What surprised them even more was Chen Mu's physique. Resisting Sengoku's full-strength palm, he didn't get hurt at all. I said, "You are not my opponent Sengoku." The current Sengoku's potential has not been fully tapped, although his strength is comparable to that of ordinary cadres. But it's still a little worse than him. Don't tell me you want me to back down just because I'm at a disadvantage. You underestimate the justice behind me, Chen Mu. There was a cold light in Sengoku's eyes, and he stared at Chen Mu solemnly. The battle between the two of them had just begun, but they were injured by Chen Mu because of a mistake. He will not shrink back because of this, because, as a marine, he bears the justice of this sea behind him. Such a heavy thing is not something you can carry now, Chen Mu said indifferently. A mere pirate, how can I understand my consciousness as a marine? Sengoku responded with a sneer. After the words fell, Sengoku quickly entered a fighting state and attacked Chen Mu again. Naturally, Chen Mu was not in vain, and did not stand still, waiting for Sengoku's attack. Instead, he stepped forward and confronted Sengoku. The bodies of the two were pulled together in an instant. Then punch at the same time. Boom, Sengoku's fist was almost close to Chen Mu's. Suddenly, a white momentum appeared from Sengoku's punch, and it immediately enveloped Chen Mu in the next second. The air vibrated violently, making a terrible roaring sound. The air was vibrating, as if it was about to be shattered. This is exactly the ability given by Sengoku to eat the human fruit of the Phantom Beast. A terrifying shockwave that can be used regardless of whether it is a human form or a giant Buddha form. Slightly similar to Whitebeard's shock fruit, but Whitebeard shattered the air, and he shattered it. In terms of power, Sengoku's destructive power is not inferior to that of Whitebeard. The shockwave enveloped Chen Mu's entire body, and the powerful momentum shook the surrounding air. The air was vibrated and put pressure on Chen Mu's body. At this time, Chen Mu felt as if he was carrying a huge mountain on his back, and he was under tremendous pressure. After Sengoku's shockwave power was completely released, Chen Mu's body fell back more than 10 meters directly. Is this Colonel Sengoku's Devil Fruit ability? Make no mistake, that blaster is Colonel Sengoku's Devil Fruit ability. Colonel Sengoku's Devil Fruit ability is the rarest fruit in this world, you demons. As expected, the strength of Colonel Sengoku is higher than that of Chen Mu. Many Marines watching the battle thought that Sengoku had the chance to win when they saw this scene. Although Chen Mu hurt Sengoku just now, they believed that it was Chen Mu's full strength. And now, when Sengoku uses Devil Fruit, he directly knocks Chen Mu back with all his strength. Doesn't this mean that Sengoku is stronger than Chen Mu? It's a bit careless, although it is Sengoku when he was young, but, as a Samsung, he is really not a character that can be easily dealt with. Chen Mu quickly stabilized his body, stared at Sengoku seriously, and whispered to himself. I thought you would be able to defeat Garp, and you would have a strength that would surprise me, so... Is it just this level, Chen Mu? Sengoku folded his hands on his chest and said with a cold snort. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 46 The beginning of wood, style, I'm really underestimated. Chen Mu spread his hands and said disapprovingly. If your strength is only like this, you are not my opponent today. After Sengoku's words fell, he launched an offensive towards Chen Mu again. Just now he has injured Chen Mu, so he wants to pursue the victory. The strength I'm showing now is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to see it, why should I refuse? Wood style, the world of trees is coming. Before Chen Mu came to the G1 base, he obtained the power of Senju Hashirama's blood succession boundary wood style from the photos sent back by the traveling frog. This is the first time Chen Mu used the power of wood style. Although wood style is only a junior, but his intensity is not to be underestimated. After all, he got this ability from Senju Hashirama anyway. With a light zaw from Chen Mu, accompanying it was a loud bang. I saw a large number of trees bursting out of the ground at the ground level under Chen Mu's feet. Moreover, these trees grew wildly the moment the ground was broken, and in almost an instant, they grew from the size of a sapling to the level of a towering ancient tree. Countless trees stretched out from the ground and appeared behind Chen Mu. A tree may be insignificant, but countless trees intersect and crisscross, and the visual impact caused by this is extremely impressive. With the movement of Chen Mu's hand, countless huge ancient trees rushed towards Sengoku like waves. The hard ground plane along the way was easily smashed like a block of tofu. Boom! Cold sweat broke out on Sengoku's forehead, and his palms were quickly covered with a layer of shock waves. Then it collided with these countless savage trees. In the air, there was an explosion sound instantly. If what Chen Mu used was just an ordinary tree, it could be easily destroyed by the destructive power of the Sengoku shockwave. But what he used was not an ordinary tree, instead, it comes from the power of wood style. Whether it is defense, toughness, or destructive power, they are all terrifying. Even Sengoku's momentum can ignore defenses and shake the inside. It is impossible to completely destroy all trees in a short time. Because the wood-style tree world descends, both the skin and the interior of the tree are first-class hard. It seems that the battle between us can be declared over Sengoku. Chen Mu looked at the sight in front of him calmly, and manipulated a large number of trees to surround Sengoku. Due to Sengoku countless, all the trees that hit him were disposed of in a very short period of time. So, even if the trees enveloped his whole body, there was nothing he could do. Seeing the trees surround Sengoku, not only Chen Mu felt that the victory was in his hands. Even Marine, who was watching the battle, has already noticed that the situation is very bad. Colonel Sengoku. How is this possible? Colonel Sengoku has eaten the Phantom Beast fruit. How could he lose to Chen Mu? What the hell is wrong? Why are the Rock's pirate trainees so strong? Even Colonel Sengoku is no match. This guy Chen Mu. Is he really human? Colonel Sengoku, but one of the 3 stars of their naval headquarters, is equivalent to the future hope of their naval headquarters. And it is precisely this kind of person with extremely strong natural strength who uses the strongest devil fruit Phantom Beast human fruit. Now he's fighting the Rock's pirates interns, and he's at a disadvantage. The scene in front of them, even if they saw it with their own eyes, still felt unreal. Chen Mu's strength and talent were completely beyond their imagination. Chen Mu doesn't seem to come from this world, and possesses power beyond the common sense of this world. Boom! While many Marines were feeling desperate, Sengoku was surrounded by countless trees. Suddenly, golden light glowed all over his body, and his body gradually became bigger, and finally grew into a huge ancient Buddha. Numerous trees stabbed Sengoku's body, leaving only a scratch, and did not cause any substantial damage. Boom! Sengoku's palm hit hard, sending out a terrifying and aurora-wide shockwave. There was only a deafening sound, and countless trees were broken into residual values directly under Sengoku's blow. After using the devil fruit form, Sengoku's attack power, defense power, and destructive power have all been greatly enhanced. Just like a true Buddha, he is not angry and majestic, exuding a terrifying aura all over his body. This is Colonel Sengoku's devil fruit ability. Colonel Sengoku is not defeated yet. I almost forgot, Udemon's devil fruit can basically be transformed into abilities. This is Colonel Sengoku's real power. Sure enough, we were overthinking, how could Colonel Sengoku lose to an intern? Many marine powerhouses, seeing Sengoku's ability to use devil fruit, are full of confidence in Sengoku again. Is this the legendary Udemon's devil fruit? It's amazing. Whitebeard couldn't help but look towards this side. Staring at Sengoku's massive body, even he felt the danger in Sengoku's form. Marine Samsung, there is no ordinary person, after all, they represent the future of the new generation of Marine. It is the leader who walks in the new life of Marine when the times are changing. They are destined to become the highest fighting force in naval headquarters. Even now they haven't fully grown up yet, but their combat power still cannot be underestimated. The other side, even Rox and Biwu glanced this way. Whether the interns on my Rox ship will win, or the Samsung that represents the future of your Marine will win, it's really exciting, you're right, Biwu. Rox grinned and said while launching an offensive. Even if Chen Mu loses to Sengoku, there is nothing to be ashamed of. After all, he's just a Rox pirate intern, but if Sengoku loses to Chen Mu, it would be a shame to lose face. The man who symbolized the future of Marine's new generation lost to an intern. In this case, the leader of the new generation of Marine will become the laughingstock of this sea. Don't think that the future of our Marine will be defeated by your Rox pirate. Biwu snorted coldly and slashed at Rox with his knife. Both of them are among the best swordsmanship masters in the world, and they have the pinnacle of swordsmanship. One is the captain of the Rox pirate. The other is Marine Admiral, who represents the highest combat power of Marine. Both of them are one of the strongest people in this world. But, during the battle, Biwu felt more and more bad. Because of Rox's swordsmanship, he has almost hurt him many times. And he didn't find a chance to hurt Rox once. Rox's strength is much more terrifying than he imagined. The so-called new era of Marine is nothing more than a joke in my opinion, and they will be the last era of Marine. Rox laughed ferociously. In the future, he dreams of becoming the master of the world. The so-called new era of Marine can come to an end here. Sengoku, Garp, Zephyr, these three will be the last ones to grow up in this era. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 47 rocks at the top of the world. You bastard, how dare you judge our Marine? Biwu's face froze, and then launched a more violent offensive. Each of his swords contains his lifelong insights, and each sword has the terrifying power to cut off the sky. If his attack could land on Rox, it could split him in half. But the problem is, no matter how horrific moves he plays, Rox can easily block them. And also seized this brief gap in his attack and found an opportunity to counterattack. Shua. Holding the blade, Rox seized the opportunity and slashed at Biwu's chest with all his strength. I saw blood spraying from Biwu Admiral's chest, and there was a hideous scar on his chest. Rox's sword energy and Haki's power still stayed on his wound, which aggravated the pain he felt. A streak of cold sweat appeared on Biwu Admiral's forehead, and he gasped slightly. After so many years, your strength hasn't improved at all, Biwu. With your strength, how will you carry out the justice behind you, and how will you protect the new generation of Marine? Rox approached Biwu step by step, like a ghost whispering. It's not decided between us yet, Rox. In my opinion, it's already a sign of a winner. You've been hurt by me. Have I suffered fewer injuries these years? Your attack really makes me feel painless, Rox. Biwu stabilized his state and sneered. The scar on Biwu's chest is slowly healing. Although the healing speed is very slow, there are still signs of healing. You know, Rox's sword energy is famous all over the world, and it belongs to the top swordsmanship in the world. The wounds caused by Rox's sword skills naturally left a unique sword energy in Biwu's body. And, in addition to the sword energy, Haki's power also remains in Biwu's body. Even if such an injury is sutured by the most astute doctor in the world, it may not be able to fully recover. But, now Biwu's wound is healing at a very slow rate. Although the healing speed is not very fast, I believe that the wound can be completely healed within a few hours. Phantom Beast, it really is a troublesome ability. Rox stared at Biwu in front of him and said coldly. The devil fruit that Biwu eats is the Phantom Beast Violent Bear. In this world, the Phantom Beast is the rarest fruit, and each Phantom Beast fruit has a terrifying ability. Of course, Kita Takeshi Admiral is no exception. Not only does he have a strong healing ability, but also the strength and defensive power bestowed on him cannot be ignored. If it weren't for the fact that Biwu had the Phantom Beast fruit. Otherwise, Rox's knife can completely split Biwu's flesh and blood, revealing his white bones. Instead of just splitting the epidermis of the skin like now, and it is still recovering slowly. Like I said, your attack is really painless, and you want to win with this level? You think too highly of yourself, Rox. Biwu Admiral let out a roar. The veins all over his body popped up, his body grew a circle, and his body was wrapped in white steam, like a god of war. His whole body was full of destructive power. It's really a long-lost power. Are you finally serious? Rox said with a ferocious expression, with the supreme sharp knife on his shoulder. Biwu's footsteps were pounding, and every time he took a step, the ground shook a little, and where he stepped, he left deep footprints. At this time, Biwu was like a berserk behemoth, charging towards Rox with the power to destroy everything. Come. Rocks roared loudly. Not only did he not have the slightest fear in the face of Biwu, who was carrying the monstrous momentum, but he rushed straight up with a smile on his face. The two raised the blades in their hands high, and then the blades collided. The powerful sword intent directly swept across the entire battlefield, and the time seemed to be paused. Everyone was suppressed by these two incomparable sword intents for half a second. In the entire battlefield for half a second, no one's body could move an inch, and they were completely frozen. The originally clear sky was directly dispersed by the power of this sword energy. Looking around, there was no white cloud in the endless sky, and there was only a blue sky. This is the terrifying scene caused by a strong man at the admiral level truly bursting out with all his strength. Rocks. Chen Mu stared at the two people in the distance with a solemn expression. Even he was shocked by the battle between Rocks and Biwu just now. For half a second, even he couldn't shake it, as if he was controlled by someone. He couldn't even move a finger. From the perspective of God, he knows that Rocks is a very scary character. Even the future four emperors, Whitebeard, Charlotte Linlin, Kaido. The legendary pirate, Golden Lion. Think of the three big pirates, Ochaku, John, Silver Axe. Now, all at his beck and call. Being able to control these terrifying beings at the same time is enough to prove the extraordinariness of Rocks. But, after joining the Rocks pirate, Chen Mu gradually understood how scary the Rocks really are. After Chen Mu and Sengoku looked briefly at the battle situation on the Rocks side, they looked at each other again. If there is no accident, your admiral will probably perish today. Chen Mu said such amazing news calmly with a calm expression. Since Rocks dared to attack the G1 base, he must have the idea of killing Biwu admiral. Also, Rocks thinks he has it too. After all, the Rocks never do anything they're not sure about. Stop kidding, Chen Mu. Just relying on Rocks? You underestimate Admiral from our naval headquarters too? Sengoku roared. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 48. The battle is over and the Rocks win. Then do you think that Rocks will die today? Chen Mu asked with a sneer and spread his hands. Naval headquarters has been sending Admiral after the Rocks pirate for years. Now that Rocks pirate is launching revenge, today Rocks and Biwu are destined to fall. And the person who fell must be Beiwu. The era of Rocks will not end here, and if nothing happens, he will only perish in the Valley of Gods. The Rocks fell. How could such a thing be impossible? That's right, Rocks is also a human being. He can bleed and die, but his end is not here. Let's save this kind of big talk after you are imprisoned in a dark prison. Sengoku's face sank, and he directly stretched out his huge palm to attack Chen Mu. Wood style, wooden golem form. Chen Mu slammed lightly, and in the next second, there was a roaring sound under his feet. In the next second, a huge arhat with a huge body and a wooden dragon on his shoulders appeared in front of Sengoku. The size of the huge arhat is almost comparable to that of the Great Buddha. Due to the power of the wood-style tree world, it is no longer possible to use Sengoku, who has been empowered by Devil Fruit. So, Chen Mu simply uses the wooden golem form directly. What is this thing? How can it be as big as Colonel Sengoku's Devil Fruit ability? Don't be nervous, although the size is the same, the power will definitely not be as strong as Colonel Sengoku's ability. Colonel Sengoku's Devil Fruit is the strongest and rarest Phantom Beast Devil Fruit in this sea. Although I don't know what type of Devil Fruit Chen Mu is, it should not be Phantom Beast. So, Colonel Sengoku will definitely win. By the way, isn't Chen Mu's Devil Fruit ability a flame? What's with this huge wooden golem? Silver Axe looked towards Chen Mu in surprise. More than a month ago, Chen Mu fought with John on the boat, when Chen Mu used the fire power. However, many of the ships that used Adam's treasure tree as raw materials were burned down. This incident still fresh in Silver Axe's memory. But, why hasn't it been more than a month, and Chen Mu's ability can still release wooden golem? Do you still have this ability? Sengoku stared at the wooden arhat with a little surprise. That's why I said that your understanding of my strength is completely the tip of the iceberg, Sengoku. Chen Mu folded his hands on his chest and said calmly. The ability he has mastered is not just wood style. In addition to this, he also has access to the 8 inner gates, and the power of the Fire Dragon Slayer magic. This should be your strongest ability, although it is a bit troublesome, but don't underestimate me, Chen Mu. Sengoku waved his palm, and saw a white ball of light covering his palm. This layer of light is exactly the shockwave of the Great Buddha. Just now, it was Sengoku who used the Buddha form and cast a shockwave, which shattered Chen Mu's wood style. It can be seen that the shockwave in this form is unparalleled in power. Facing Sengoku's attack, Chen Mu is naturally not in the slightest. He spent a huge amount of hockey, wrapping armament hockey directly around wooden golem's 2 fists. Let its defense and attack power be greatly improved. Boom! The fist of the wooden arhat collided with the shockwave released by Sengoku's Buddha form again. There was only a loud noise, and tens of feet of sand and dust were set off around the two of them, and the sea level in the distance exploded as if someone had dropped a bomb. Even people who were tens of meters away from the two of them were directly blown away by this force. Chen Mu and Sengoku are still in the growth stage. He has not fully exploited his own strength, but the destructive power they can cause is amazing. What? With the power of Colonel Sengoku, this wooden golem can't be broken. What kind of monster is this wooden golem that can resist the shockwave of Colonel Sengoku? The wooden golem released by Chen Mu is no less powerful than Colonel Sengoku. After a long time, this battle lasted for a long time. During this period, countless marine powerhouses and Rock's pirate generals fell. In this battle, whether it is marine or pirate, all are fighting with all their strength. Suddenly, there was a gloomy laughter from the battlefield. Ha ha ha. This laughter was all too familiar to the many marines and pirates present. Many people on the field set their eyes on the person who laughed. I saw Rocks covered in blood, stepping on Bei Wu's body, laughing wildly. Bei Wu Admiral, dead. Dead. Many marines present saw this scene with extremely panicked expressions. The undefeated legend of their naval headquarters, Bei Wu, one of the marine admirals, died at the hands of the Rocks today. Impossible. This is impossible. How could Bei Wu Admiral die under the hands of Rocks? How could Admiral lose? Admiral in their naval headquarters is the object of worship by countless people, because he symbolizes the highest combat power. But today, the highest combat power of their marine fell under the hands of a pirate. When seeing this scene, countless marines felt horrified and couldn't believe what happened before them. Admiral is dead, so, is there any point in fighting? Or, can they still defeat the vicious Rocks pirate? At this moment, there are countless marines. Feeling hopeless, they lost their fighting spirit, thinking that there was no need to continue fighting in this battle, because they had already lost. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 49 Marine of Desperate Resistance. Boom. The other side of the battlefield. There was a loud bang, and countless cracks appeared on Sengoku's Buddha form. In the next second, the golden Buddha shattered directly. Subsequently, Sengoku returned to his human form. What a troublesome opponent. Chen Mu withdrew wooden golem Luohan, staring at Sengoku in front of him and said coldly. The two fought fiercely for a long time before he completely exhausted Sengoku's physical strength. It has to be said that Sengoku deserves to be one of the 3 stars of Marine. It is really easy to knock down, but it is too difficult to defeat. Because Sengoku's strength is not much weaker than Chen Mu's. Chen Mu. Sengoku panted heavily, staring at Chen Mu with a ferocious expression. At this time, his physical skills in hockey are almost completely exhausted, and he has no capital to fight. The battle between him and Chen Mu has been decided. It's lost, and Colonel Sengoku is also lost. How is this possible? Colonel Sengoku, one of our 3-star naval headquarters, lost to the interns. Impossible, this is impossible. Chen. What kind of monster is Chen Mu? Why is Colonel Sengoku not even an opponent? Did I read it wrong? Why is it not Chen Mu who fell, but Colonel Sengoku? Many Marines couldn't accept such an ending and froze in place. Sengoku, but the leader of their new generation of Marine, is the object of worship of countless Marine soldiers. But today, they actually saw the object of their worship with their own eyes, and lost to the pirates. And the other party just joined the Rocks pirate as an intern for a few months. Sengoku lost to Chen Mu. Does that mean that the new generation leader of our Marine is not as good as the pirates? Bei Wu Admiral died in the hands of Rocks. Colonel Sengoku lost to Chen Mu, our Marine. Does we have a future? If Sengoku is defeated by the main cadre of Rocks pirate, it is not terrible. But the scary thing is that the person who defeated him was just an intern. This is a blow to Marines' morale. This makes them full of despair for the future. The older generation of Marines are already struggling to deal with pirates. Now they pin their hopes on the younger generation. But now the new generation of Marines they gave hope lost to the new generation of pirates. If Rocks killed Bei Wu Admiral, countless Marines lost their fighting spirit. So, Sengoku's defeat made the other Marines who still had fighting spirit feel a deeper sense of despair. Gee ha ha ha, it seems that the battle is over. The golden lion floated into the air, speaking with air. Rocks killed Bei Wu Admiral. Chen Mu defeated Colonel Sengoku. Now all the Marines on the entire battlefield have no fighting spirit. The flame of their desire for victory was extinguished with the appearance of Rocks and Chen Mu. Has your strength improved a lot again? Chen Mu? Kaido was covered in blood, with a mace on his shoulder, staring at Chen Mu's figure, and said to himself. After being defeated by Chen Mu, he wanted to follow in Chen Mu's footsteps. To be precise, beyond Chen Mu's footsteps, seeing Chen Mu's dazzling performance in this battle, Kaido knew that Chen Mu's strength had improved a lot compared to the last time he fought with him. But he will not give up his ideal of surpassing Chen Mu. After all, Kaido himself is a man who likes to challenge the limit. Kill all the Marines here, Rocks yelled. Following Rock's words, countless pirates confronted Marine again. But, more precisely, it should be a massacre. Marine had long since lost the will to fight, and only resisted a little, before being slaughtered by the pirates. It's fine for those of us older generations to die here, but we must send Sengoku away. Suddenly a shout came from the battlefield. A Marine vice admiral, although covered in blood, has countless scars on his body, and even white bones can be seen. But his momentum and fighting spirit seemed to be unaffected, and he was still fighting the pirates. Following his words, a bright light suddenly ignited in the hearts of many Marines. Sengoku represents the future of our Marine, he cannot die here. If you lose this time, you will lose. The old man has nothing to say, but our Marine can't lose forever. Anyway, even if we die here today, we can't let Sengoku's life end in this place. We lost, but Sengoku's future is not lost. That's right, they lost, and they lost completely. Biwu Admiral, who symbolized their naval headquarters' highest combat power, was killed. Symbolizing the hope of the new generation of Marine, Sengoku, one of Marine's 3 stars, lost. Such a heavy fact has caused countless Marines to forget the justice they carried and the burden they carried. However, the words of Marine Vice Admiral sounded. They suddenly realized that it is too early to say that the new generation between pirates and Marines will win or lose. Although Colonel Sengoku has been defeated, but you must know that he is still in the growth stage. Marine only knows that Sengoku will become a powerful force for Marine in the future. But how strong it is, they don't know. Maybe. The future Sengoku will be able to defeat Chen Mu. With this expectation, countless Marines who had lost their souls stood up again. While fending off the pirates, they charged in Sengoku's direction. After a while, countless Marines came to Sengoku and blocked Chen Mu. This number. Chen Mu's face darkened, staring at the countless Marines in front of him. Although this group of Marines endured the battle, their bodies were exhausted. But they are not simple characters, and it is almost impossible to defeat them all in the first place. If this group of Marines came up to fight at the same time, even he couldn't stand it. A large number of Marines stood in front of Chen Mu, and several of them drove Sengoku, who was physically exhausted, to leave. No matter what, I can't let you live today, Chen Mu. A monster like you shouldn't be born in this world. Even if the old man risked his life today, he would kill you. They have already seen the horror of Chen Mu thoroughly. Although they were full of fear facing Chen Mu, they also knew that they had no chance of surviving. That being the case, then do something for the Marine of the Sea and get rid of Chen Mu. This is really crazy enough. Chen Mu stared at the crowded Marine rushing towards him and said helplessly. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. Treasure trove of 50 G1 bases. Emperor Yan, Chen Mu's fist was entwined with the power of the raging fire dragon slayer magic, and then he slammed forward. Countless Marines were engulfed by flames, and Chen Mu's eyes suddenly became a sea of flames. Wood style, wood clone. Chen Mu clasped his hands together and used the power of wood style to create a clone that was exactly like him. Right now, he doesn't have time to entangle with this group of Marines. He wanted to take advantage of the current state of complete chaos on the battlefield to sneak into the G1 base. After the group of Marines passed through the sea of flames, they saw the wood clone standing there waiting for them. Kill! A strong Marine shouted bravely, and rushed towards Chen Mu with a saber in his hand in the next second. With the knife in hand, he chopped Chen Mu's wood clone in half. Dead. Dead. Chen Mu is dead. I killed Chen Mu. The strong Marine burst out laughing when he saw the scene in front of him. As for Chen Mu's wood clone, after being chopped off, it disappeared directly in place. Only this one was left, the Marine who thought he killed Chen Mu. On the other side, after Chen Mu used wood clone, he came to the depths of the G1 base without anyone noticing. The G1 base area is very extensive, and Chen Mu can only look for places where there may be foundations one by one. Soon, a basement was found. Looking at the dark basement in front of him, Chen Mu thought for a while before walking in. Although there are some lights installed on both sides of the wall in the basement, it is still very dark. There seems to be a sense of oppression all around. Crash. Suddenly, Chen Mu heard a sound, turned his head and saw a prison cell. Crash. The sound of iron chains was endless, and it was continuously transmitted to Chen Mu's ears. Only then did Chen Mu know that this place turned out to be the prison of the G1 base. Somebody is coming. Is it Marine? It doesn't look like he's wearing Marine's clothes. Is it a prisoner? But why isn't he wearing a prison uniform, and there are no shackles on his hands? Did he come to rescue us? As these words fell, the entire cell instantly boiled. Countless pirate prisoners, holding iron chains, banged on the cell door, shouting for Chen Mu to let them out. The cell door, which was originally quiet, suddenly became extremely noisy. Listening to the extremely chaotic noise, Chen Mu frowned slightly and said in a deep voice, "Be quiet." His voice was not loud, so he was quickly buried in this noisy basement prison. No one heard what he was saying. Why are you still standing there? Why don't you let me out? Let me out, I'll give you 3 million Baileys as a reward. Please let me out, I will give you whatever you want. The prison is filled with requests from various prisoners. Chen Mu glanced around impatiently, and in the next second, a terrifying aura quickly spread out in all directions centered on him. The huge pressure was like an invisible mountain, pressing on countless prisoners, making them breathless. As Chen Mu used Conquerors, the entire cell instantly returned to its previous calm. There was no sound of knocking on the cell door, no sound of chains dragging the floor, and no one dared to say threatening words to Chen Mu. This is Conqueror's Haki. This man has Conqueror's Haki. The power of the Conquerors, to put it bluntly, filled the entire cell with fear. Seeing that the surroundings became quiet, Chen Mu asked lightly, "You should have stayed here for a long time. Does anyone know where the treasure house of the G1 base is? Since the G1 bases are too vast, it would be a waste of time to search for them one by one. It is very likely that before he found it, Marine was slaughtered by the Rock's pirate. At that time, countless pirates will begin to swarm into the G1 base, if the details here are found by others." He couldn't take it privately. Chen Mu's words were not loud, but they spread throughout the extremely quiet underground prison. The whole room was extremely quiet, no one spoke. Chen Mu glanced around, and was about to leave helplessly. Since no one knows about it here, there is no need to stay here and waste time. I know where it is. When Chen Mu was about to leave the underground prison, a voice entered his ears. He turned around, and in the blink of an eye, he came to the cell door where he was speaking. "Where is it?" Chen Mu asked impatiently. "I can tell you, no. But you need to let me out first." The man in the cell looked at him in horror and said. Boom. As soon as his words fell, his cell door was kicked open by Chen Mu. "Take me there," Chen Mu ordered. The person inside the prison door was just a skinny young man, and he walked out tremblingly. He gave Chen Mu a slightly scared look and then led him the way. The two quickly left the cell, and the journey was many twists and turns, and finally came to a gate. "The treasures of the G1 base are stored inside." The young man glanced at Chen Mu and reminded. Looking at the door in front of him, Chen Mu rubbed his chin with his hands and fell into deep thought. With his strength, he could easily destroy this gate and take away all the treasures inside. But if he destroys this gate and takes everything. When all the Marines on the island were killed, the pirates swarmed in and began to look for precious treasures. He will definitely notice this place, and the Rock's pirate will definitely be the first to suspect him at that time. After all, although he used the wood clone secretly and left the battlefield, the wood clone is estimated to be destroyed now. And if he hasn't appeared on the battlefield for a long time, it will definitely arouse the suspicion of others. He disappeared on the battlefield, and the treasure house gate here was destroyed by him again. At this time, if the Rock's pirates don't doubt him, who else will they doubt? Therefore, he cannot destroy the gate in front of him. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 51 frog level up, unlock new abilities. What should I do? Chen Mu asked, slightly distressed. The gate is definitely indestructible, but if you don't destroy it, you can't get the things inside. Now he can be said to be caught in a dilemma. Chen Mu stared at the door in front of him, feeling helpless for a while. "I can open this door," the young man standing beside Chen Mu suddenly said. Hearing this, Chen Mu frowned slightly, turned to look at him and asked, "Are you sure?" "Yes." The young man nodded. His fingers slowly turned into candles, and finally formed the shape of a key. Wax fruit. "Yes, my fruit is exactly wax fruit," the young man nodded. Ka. The young man inserted the key formed by the candle into the gate, and the gate slowly opened. What caught my eye was countless guns, famous knives, and, of course, jewelry. Chen Mu stepped in and glanced around. He was not interested in weapons and other things, only the devil fruit was what he was interested in. The area of the treasure house is very large, and there are all kinds of treasures in it. The young people around Chen Mu have been stunned and speechless. But Chen Mu is very calm about this. These things are not worth making him particularly excited. Soon, he found several treasure chests on a certain wall of the treasure house. 5 devil fruits. Chen Mu opened the box, and there were 5 devil fruits in sight. Although he didn't know the quality of the devil fruit in front of him, but when he saw 5 devil fruits, Chen Mu's heart was filled with excitement. 5 devil fruits, I don't know how much the frog can be upgraded. Without hesitation, Chen Mu quickly turned on the system, intending to feed these devil fruits to the frogs. I want to know how much the frog can increase its level after eating these devil fruits. Ding, it was detected that the host has devil fruit in his hand. Do you want to give it to the frog? The voice of the system reached Chen Mu's ears and asked. Sure. Please select the amount of devil fruit you want to give the frog. 5. Chen Mu confirmed without the slightest hesitation that he has no intention of taking devil fruit now. So giving 5 devil fruits to the frog to upgrade it is the best choice. Ding, congratulations host, the level of the frog has increased by 5. Ding, Congratulations host, the level of the frog is 15. Level 15. You know, when he was at level 5, he took a devil fruit for the frog, which directly raised his level to level 10. But now, after feeding 5 devil fruits in one breath, it only increased 5 levels. Equivalent to a devil fruit, upgrade 1 level. Sure enough, after the level of the frog is raised, it becomes more and more difficult to improve as it goes to the back. How much devil fruit do I need to get to level 20? 10? Or 20? Chen Mu is not clear, but he knows that the amount of devil fruit needed to upgrade the level will definitely not be less. Just as Chen Mu was meditating, the system voice came again. Ding, congratulations host, the frog has unlocked new abilities. Every time a frog travels to 10,000 realms, there is a probability that it will bring back an ability promotion card for the host. What is an ability promotion card? Chen Mu asked a little puzzled. The ability promotion card can directly increase the host's ability by 1 level. The ability promotion card can be fixed to increase a level after use. Whether it's Conqueror's Hockey or 8 Inner Gates, Wood Style, and the Dragon Slayer Magic of Fire. All can be upgraded to a higher level to show stronger power. It has to be said that this is a strong thing, but this thing can't be brought back every time. It also needs to look at the probability. As for the probability, Chen Mu is not clear. All in all, 5 devil fruit level up the frog. Not only will it speed up the time for the frog to travel in the world in the future, there is also a chance to get an ability promotion card. This trip to G1 base is worthwhile. After raising the level of the frog, Chen Mu started wandering around the treasure house again. He wanted to look for devil fruit again, but no matter how he searched, it was gone. There are only 5 devil fruits in this treasury, nothing else. After looking around for devil fruit, Chen Mu set his sights on the young man who opened the door for him. Chen Mu approached the young man, and the dragon-slaying magic was wrapped around his palm, which directly melted the young man without even uttering a scream. The news of his coming here must not be known to anyone, otherwise, he will be more or less in trouble. After doing all this, Chen Mu put his eyes on the pile of treasures in front of him, and raised his hand to his chin again. Take some away, no one should find out. Chen Mu is also somewhat interested in things like treasures. After all, the more the better, it can be used to buy devil fruit in the future. Thinking of this, Chen Mu directly took half of the treasure in the entire treasure house and put it in the frog's room. Then he turned and left, closing the door again before leaving. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 52 Chen Mu is dead, on the coast after a while of fighting. Soon, the entire G1 base and all the rebellious marines were slaughtered by the Rock's pirate. But, only Sengoku and a few marine vice-admirals escaped. Marine, what a group of weaklings. Fortunately, they were able to chase our Rock's pirate all over the world before. Ochaku stepped on a marine and said disdainfully. Thinking back a few years ago, their Rock's pirate was run around the world by the elite led by Marine Admiral. But now, they, Rock's pirate, took the initiative to find an elite base with Marine Admiral. And not only did they not lose, on the contrary, they slaughtered most of the powerhouses in this base. The escaped Marines are only a handful, but from now on, Marine will take a detour when he meets us in New World. Silver Axe laughed violently. The era of our Rock's pirate has come. Golden Lion floated into the air and shouted with a ferocious smile. As Golden Lion said, their Rock's pirate can kill even the highest combat power of naval headquarters now. In the future, at sea, he has no fear of being chased by Marine Admiral. From now on, New World is truly the era of rocks. 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 Following the words of the Golden Lion, countless surviving pirates shouted the name of Rocks. Rocks is really like a god of death at this moment, covered in blood, but there is no serious injury on his body. Killing an admiral seemed like a no-brainer to him. His true strength, in this battle, seems to have not really been revealed. As expected of our captain, Charlotte Linlin smiled strangely and licked her lips. The strength of Rocks is well deserved to stand at the top of the world today. Of course, this first excludes the 5 elders of the world government and the legendary I Am. These people don't know the specific strength, so they can't judge. If you exclude these hidden powerhouses, the current Rocks is definitely the strongest. But having said that, where is Chen Mu? Whitebeard put the supreme sharp knife Kong Yunki back behind his back, glanced around and asked in doubt. Golden Lion, Ochaku, John, Silver Axe, Kaido, Charlotte Linlin, Rocks, all within his sight. But only Chen Mu. No matter how he looked, he couldn't find Chen Mu. It was as if the world had evaporated. Chen Mu? Golden Lion heard the words and turned on observation hockey to perceive the surroundings. But also could not feel the breath of Chen Mu. He is not within his observation hockey's perception. Chen Mu, that bastard, is he dead? Kaido's face sank with a mace on his shoulder, and he began to look for Chen Mu's body on the ground. If Chen Mu dies, it's not good news in many ways. Although he was defeated by Chen Mu, he didn't hate Chen Mu. Instead, he regarded it as a goal he wanted to surpass. He lost to Chen Mu. He only thought that his skills were not as good as others. That's why now, under the guidance of Charlotte Linlin, I'm doing almost devilish training. The purpose is that one day, I can challenge Chen Mu again to defeat him, and the shame of being defeated in the drama selection. Get the title of the strongest intern, but now, if Chen Mu is dead, doesn't he have no goal to challenge? Chen Mu wouldn't really be dead, Golden Lion said worriedly with a heavy complexion, rubbing his hands under his chin. Chen Mu engages Sengoku and defeats him. Then Marine went crazy and attacked them actively, and then covered Sengoku to leave. During this period, Golden Lion only focused on getting rid of all the Marines in front of him. Didn't notice Chen Mu's. Could it be that after Chen Mu defeated Sengoku, his physical strength was almost exhausted, and then he was dealt with by the Marines? Such a dangerous message flashed in Golden Lion's mind. This situation is really possible, ha ha ha. In the battlefield, there was a sudden burst of laughter. Everyone turned their heads and saw John was laughing loudly. It's really stupid, Chen Mu, to die by Marine's hands. Zero looking for flowers. John had a grudge against Chen Mu, and now that Chen Mu died on this battlefield, he was the happiest. But, the only regret is that he failed to kill Chen Mu himself. Hey, John, what are you laughing at? Whitebeard stared at John with a grim expression and questioned. Although Whitebeard and Chen Mu have known each other not long ago. But he already regards Chen Mu as the first friend he made in Rock's Pirate. Likewise, Chen Mu is also considered his family. Now that someone ridiculed his family, it made him furious. Hey, Edward, what's the use of losing your temper with me? Chen Mu's death has nothing to do with me. John's mouth slightly raised, with a pervert look on his face, he continued to laugh. Is this kind of thing funny, John? Believe it or not, I let you sink to the bottom of the sea. Whitebeard pulled out Kong Yunki behind his back, held it in his hand, and walked towards John step by step with a gloomy expression. You bastard! John's face sank, looking at the murderous Whitebeard, the smile on his face also froze. Whitebeard is in the Rock's Pirate and is the main combat force. Now Whitebeard's strength is definitely above him, and he is an out-and-out monster. In the entire Rock's Pirate, his strength is almost only in the Rock's trace. Also the one with the highest bounty under rocks. At this moment, John no longer dared to continue laughing. Because he didn't want to provoke this monster. Chen Mu has already killed Edward, this matter has nothing to do with John. Seeing that the two were about to fight, Ochaku blocked the exit. As Ochaku's voice fell, a voice full of doubts came from not far away. Dead? Who says I'm dead? Whitebeard and others heard a familiar voice and turned their heads to look. I saw Chen Mu walking towards this side from not far away. Not only did he not die, he even didn't have any obvious injuries on his body. It didn't look like he had experienced a fierce battle at all, but it was like taking a walk after dinner. Chen Mu? Seeing Chen Mu's figure, Whitebeard spoke unexpectedly. Isn't Chen Mu dead? Where did this Chen Mu come from? Resurrected. Zhang. 53-5 Elders Conference. It turns out you're not dead? Golden Lion floated in front of Chen Mu, observed his state carefully and said. What's going on with you guys? I just left for a while, why do you think I'm dead? At this time, Chen Mu was really full of doubts, he just slipped away while Marine was fighting back. Why come back now? Why do the people here think he is dead? Jia ha ha ha. I didn't see you on the battlefield just now, so we thought you were dead in battle. Chen Mu's opponent, after all, is Samsung Sengoku from Naval Headquarters. And when Marine launched a counterattack, no one found any trace of Chen Mu. So, they naturally thought that Chen Mu was dead. So Lala. I knew you bastard wouldn't die so easily here. 153. Whitebeard put Kong Yunki in his hand behind his back and laughed. Since Chen Mu is still alive, John doesn't bother to care about it. After all, no matter what, both of them are also the cadres of Rock's Pirate. If there was a fight, there's a good chance the Rocks wouldn't sit idly by. John couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief seeing Whitebeard put away the blade. But he can be regarded as remembering this grudge. The other cadres couldn't help but roll their eyes when they saw Whitebeard withdraw the knife. The person who was most emotional just now was Whitebeard. And only he most firmly believes that Chen Mu is dead. Otherwise, John just laughed at Chen Mu, Whitebeard wouldn't have taken a knife to kill him. If Chen Mu hadn't appeared in time just now, Whitebeard and John might have already fought. Chen Mu, you bastard, don't just die on the battlefield, you can only be defeated by me. Kaido stopped looking for Chen Mu among the dead, and shouted at him. Don't worry, I won't die if you die. Chen Mu turned his head to look at Kaido, and asked calmly. Just kidding, now that he has wood style from Senju Hashirama, he is almost on par with John. Now he wants to die in this sea, unless it is Marine Admiral or something like Rocks. Otherwise. How could other people kill him? But by the way, Chen Mu, where did you go just now? Charlotte Linlin stared at Chen Mu and asked. Chen Mu didn't die, but where did Chen Mu go when they fought Marine? Why did you come back now? I went after Sengoku, but unfortunately, let him escape. Chen Mu glanced at Charlotte Linlin and responded calmly. When he came out of the place where the background was stored in the G1 base, he had already found a reason. Sengoku was taken away by Marine's people, and he also disappeared during this time period. So this reason can be described as flawless. Really? Charlotte Linlin smiled strangely, her eyes fixed on Chen Mu. Is there any problem? Chen Mu looked directly into her eyes and asked lightly. The two looked at each other for a moment, and then Charlotte Linlin took the lead to look away and said flatly, no, there's no problem. Let's stop chatting here. Let's find all the treasures in the G1 base and bring them back. Rox walked up to everyone and ordered. Yes, Captain Rox. A large number of crew members responded in unison, and then began to enter the G1 base to search. Chen Mu followed behind everyone, and he had no interest in searching for treasure at this time. On the contrary, if you find it in the search, you still have to hand it in, and you still need to look at the share at that time. At this time, he has absolutely no interest in the share of Rox pirate. Because now his traveling frog's home has countless gold, silver and jewels. Converting these jewels into Baileys, even Chen Mu doesn't know how valuable they are. Billions of Baileys? Tens of billions of Baileys? Within a few days. Shocking the world, the news about the Rox pirate once again spread throughout the new world. No, it should have spread throughout the world. This matter has a great impact, whether it is New World, Great Aviation, or the world. People all over the world have seen a shocking news. Rox pirate, take the initiative to attack the New World G1 base. Rox personally killed Marine Admiral Biwu, and Sengoku, one of the 3 stars of Naval Headquarters, also lost in this battle. These two pieces of news, like 2 blockbuster bombs, terrified the whole world. Marine Admiral, Naval Headquarters recognized as the strongest fighter Zero. He is a strong man standing at the top of the whole world. They had heard that Marine Admiral had a fierce confrontation with pirates. But, very little is heard of Marine Admiral's defeat. As for death, let alone it, symbolizing the death of Marine's supreme combat power, such news completely shattered the myth of Marine Admiral's invincibility. The same. Naval Headquarters is the world's most top authority. Also because of the death of Marine Admiral, it was controversial. As for Naval Headquarters Samsung, although its strength is not enough to make waves in this world. But their status, potential, and status among Naval Headquarters are extremely high. Samsung represents the future of Naval Headquarters, the supreme authority. Therefore, Naval Headquarters is cultivating with all its resources. But, it is such a symbolic person, not lost to the cadres of the Rox pirate. Lost to the Rox pirate trainee instead. Such news has made countless people question Naval Headquarters. Admiral is dead. Samsung lost. So, Naval Headquarters, can it still fight against the New World pirates? Sanctuary Marijoy, the highest temple. This is where the top leaders of the world government, the 5 elders, meet. But today, in such a place of supreme authority, a Marine came. He is exactly Marine 4.5, snapped. Are you kidding? Wasn't the Rox pirate hunted down by Admiral Mog himself years ago? Why is he alive now? An old man with a scar on his head slammed the newspaper in his hand on the table and shouted angrily. The Rox pirate has the Golden Lion, so, we'll have a hard time getting rid of them. Marshal Marine lowered his head slightly and responded with a helpless expression. A few years ago, the strength of Rox pirate was indeed not as terrible as it is now. The Marine elite led by Mog Admiral is indeed qualified to destroy the Rox pirate. However, the flexibility of Golden Lion's Devil Fruit is too high. Whenever their Marine was about to succeed, Golden Lion used Devil Fruit to run away with everyone on board. 54 Chen Mu offers a bounty of 850 million Baileys. You should know that we didn't ask you to come here to listen to your excuses. The old man with long straight hair glanced at Marshal Marine and said calmly. A Rox pirate, which has been delayed for so many years and has not been dealt with, and even caused the Naval Headquarters to lose a member of Admiral, how did you become a Marshal? Velcro. The old man holding the sword in his arms sighed slightly, looked directly at Marine Marshal Vicro and said. I'm sorry, this matter is my negligence. Velcro lowered his head and did not give too many useless explanations, but blocked all the responsibility on himself. He also knew that in front of several 5 elders, explanations were meaningless. Simply take responsibility directly. Rox pirate can be said to be the most dangerous pirate group in the New World now. Such a pirate group. Can't let them survive in this sea for too long. The old man with long straight hair said in a deep voice. Although New World has many big pirate groups, but today, the most powerful and most dangerous pirate group is only Rox pirate. If this crazy pirate group survives for one day, people in the sea will fall into endless panic. For the current Rox pirate, do you have a solution for Velcro? The blonde man asked last week while sitting on the sofa with his palms folded. Because New World is too chaotic right now, for the encirclement and suppression of Rox pirate, a long-term plan is needed. At present, their naval headquarters has lost an admiral, as well as countless elite marines. If another Marine Admiral is sent to encircle and suppress the Rox pirate, let's not say whether it will be successful. Even if it succeeds, the final result must be a situation where both sides suffer. If that's the case, their naval headquarters' highest battle strength directly leaves 2 vacancies. New World will undoubtedly enter a period of turmoil. Because the other big pirates will definitely not let go of such an opportunity to eat a large piece of meat from naval headquarters. Don't talk so much useless, just talk about the plan you want to implement for Rocks Pirate. Now we can only get rid of the Rocks Pirate when the 3 stars cultivated by our naval headquarters fully grow up. Velcro responded seriously. Although they lost an admiral in naval headquarters, they are the top authority in the world after all. The death of an admiral is a serious injury to them, but it does not hurt the Foundation. The deterrence of their naval headquarters is still there. As long as, don't actively mess with the Rocks Pirate. Now they still have enough strength to stabilize the situation in New World and prevent it from getting worse. If another admiral dies, it will be hard to say. Marine Samsung. Are you pinning your hopes on Samsung, who was defeated by the Rocks Pirate trainee? Hearing what 5 elders said, the corner of Velcro's mouth moved slightly, wanting to explain, but after thinking about it carefully, he decided to forget it. Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr are all 3 stars strictly selected by their naval headquarters. Even Velcro has great expectations for the 3 of them, because he really sees immeasurable potential in the 3 of them. But the news of losing to the Rocks Pirate Intern is also true, too. Velcro knew very well that it wasn't that Sengoku was too weak, but that Chen Mu was too strong. Put Marine's future hopes on a loser, is that your idea? Velcro, you have let me down. The old man with long straight hair picked up the tea on the table, took a sip and said calmly. Please give them a chance, their potential has not yet come to an end. Velcro bowed deeply and said. Several 5 elders did not speak, but fell into deep thought. In the entire hall, there was an instant silence, only the slight sound of breathing. If that's the case, then don't let us down again. The blond old man leaned against the sofa behind him, crossed his legs and said in a deep voice. I see. Go down. Yes, New World, a certain sea area. The ship of Rocks Pirate is sailing on this sea. At this time, Chen Mu had just finished training in the room and came out of a hot shower. As soon as he opened the door, he saw Yu Huzi leaning against his door with Wei Chongling in his hand. What's the matter, Edward? Chen Mu asked after wiping his wet hair with a towel. You bastard, you really don't care about bounties. Whitebeard sighed, and handed him the bounty order about Chen Mu in his hand. A few days ago, their Rocks Pirate attacked the G1 base and slaughtered the strong players in the entire base. There is no doubt that after this incident, the bounties of their Rocks Pirate members will definitely increase. In the past few days, countless pirates are looking forward to the release of the bounty order, wanting to know how much bounty they have raised. But Chen Mu is very different from others, it seems that he has no pursuit of his bounty. Chen Mu took the reward order from Whitebeard and then unfolded it. Oh, 850 million Baileys? Knock down Garp in Loris Kingdom and get a bounty of 300 million Baileys? And at the G1 base, defeating Sengoku directly raised his bounty to 800 million and made a profit. Chen Mu was able to achieve such a high bounty in a short period of time. This is exactly what the Marine and World Government, the recognition of Chen Mu's strength, and .707's fear of his potential. Now Naval Headquarters is 3-star, except for Zephyr who has not played against him yet. Sengoku and Garp, it can be said that they are not his opponents. It's really surprising how much you've raised the bounty Jinshan, Chen Mu, who imagine has reached a small and medium-sized 100 million and is in the city after only 2 incidents. Yuhazi couldn't help but commented. In the entire Rocks Pirate, Chen Mu's bounty increase speed is definitely one of the best. In just a few months, the bounty went from 0 to 850 million Baileys. Nowadays, Chen Mu's bounty is even higher than some ordinary cadres on the ship. The level of the bounty is not meaningful to me now. When he reached 300 million Baileys, he was already being targeted by Naval Headquarters. Now the bounty has reached 850 million Baileys, and Naval Headquarters is still targeting him. The ending didn't change in any way, and Chen Mu didn't pursue the bounty too much. But I can see that the bounty has increased. It means that his strength in this world has improved, which makes Chen Mu very happy. Thinking back to him a few months ago, he hadn't awakened to cheat, and he was just an ordinary person practicing gymnastics and fishing. But now the strength is in the whole Rocks Pirate, it can be regarded as the number 1. 55 Marine's future plan. But having said that, how much is your bounty for Edward now? Chen Mu folded the bounty in his hand, raised his head slightly and asked. 2,850 million Baileys. Whitebeard said while handing over all the reward orders in his hand to Chen Mu. After he experienced this battle, the bounty increased by 350 million Baileys. Compared with the 550 million Baileys promoted by Chen Mu, they're all worse. Chen Mu flipped through Whitebeard's reward order and continued to look at other people's reward orders. Rock's bounty. 3.55 billion Baileys. Edward Newgate bounty. 2.85 quadrillion Baileys. Golden Lion. 2.7 billion Baileys. Charlotte Linlin. 2.2 billion Baileys. Ochaku. 1.7 billion Baileys. Silver Axe. Pele 1.65 billion. John. 1.5 billion Baileys. In this battle, only Rocks and Chen Mu have the same bounty increase. They are all increased by 550 million Baileys, Rocks killed Marine Admiral. And Chen Mu beat Naval Headquarters 3-star. It is precisely because of the existence of these two people that the bounty of the two of them has increased so much. Naval Headquarters, Marine Variety, somewhere in the medical room. Since the battle at the G1 base, Sengoku was directly sent to the headquarters for treatment because of serious injuries. Squeak. With the sound of the door opening, Sengoku, who was lying on the hospital bed, stopped reading and raised his head slightly. Garp, Crane, Zephyr, you are here. Seeing the three of them came to visit him, Sengoku had a smile on his face. The last time Garp was defeated by Chen Mu, he went to visit Kakuo. This time he was defeated by Chen Mu, and Garp came to see him. This is also a turn of events. How's the injury, Sengoku? Crane walked in the front and asked worriedly. Don't worry, it's just too much physical exertion, other than that, there's nothing else. Sengoku responded with a slight shake of his head. The battle between him and Chen Mu directly exhausted all of his side. Apart from excessive physical exertion, he did not suffer any other injuries. After all, in the Buddha form, his defense and attack have been greatly improved. Even Chen Mu can't directly break through the defense of his Buddha form, but needs to wear down his physical strength first. Garp came over, moved a stool, sat in front of Sengoku's hospital bed, and said with a serious expression, You guy, you are going to challenge Chen Mu, right? Now the whole the news of you Sengoku and Biwu has spread. After all, the identities of the two are really special, one died in battle and the other lost. Great influence. Chen Mu's strength is superior to mine, so I've been completely defeated. Sengoku replied with a slight sigh and helplessness when he heard the words. After learning that Garp was defeated by Chen Mu, he wanted to find a chance to challenge Chen Mu. And just when he was at the G1 base, he found such an opportunity. There came a one-on-one fight with Chen Mu, but in the end, he was defeated. If it weren't for the strong marine with the G1 base, he resisted the Rocks pirate with a short life. His life must also be accounted for at the G1 base. Chen Mu? Zephyr on the side murmured to himself while trying to figure out his chin. Even he has heard of the name Chen Mu. After all, Garp and Sengoku, who are also 3-star marine, were defeated by Chen Mu. The current Zephyr, unknowingly, became interested in Chen Mu and had the idea of challenging him. With our current strength, it is impossible to defeat Chen Mu. Zephyr, don't hold the idea of challenging him. Garp reminded him as if he had seen through Zephyr's inner thoughts. Zephyr nodded slightly when he heard the words, but didn't say much. Although they agreed on the surface, their desire to challenge Chen Mu did not waver in their hearts. If there is a chance to meet Chen Mu, he will still challenge Chen Mu. After all, he can defeat Garp and Sengoku's monsters, and he also wants to experience it for himself. But having said that, what should we do about Rock's pirate in the future? Sengoku suddenly asked. Rock's pirate wiped out the entire G1 base and even killed an admiral. What's next for them? Naval Headquarters, the vicious Rock's pirate. The Marshal has already said that we don't need to worry about the Rock's pirate anymore. What we need to do now is to quickly improve our strength, he responded from the side. Has Naval Headquarters found a way to end the Rock's pirate? Hearing this, Sengoku asked excitedly. He has fought the Rock's pirate himself and knows how scary the Rock's pirate is. I also know how terrifying a monster like Chen Mu is. If this kind of Rock's pirate is dragged on, it will definitely be more troublesome. If it can be dealt with as soon as possible, it can be regarded as taking away the big stone that weighed on Sengoku's heart. No, it has been ordered from above that as long as it is about the Rock's pirate these years, try not to provoke it. Crane shook his head slightly and said with some regret. The threat of the Rock's pirate, their naval headquarters, has been deeply felt. It is impossible to actively provoke Rocks, and the only way to stop Rock's pirate is in New World. Let this pirate group not be too arrogant in New World. If they don't take the initiative to provoke them, their marine can still be regarded as the overlord of the New World. I believe that even the Rock's pirate will not easily provoke them again. Are you kidding? The entire G1 base was wiped out by Rock's pirate? Sengoku growled when he heard Crane's words. Li Jiaohao, his pupils constricted violently. They lost one admiral and countless marine powerhouses. At this time, they did not choose to take revenge on the Rock's pirate. Instead choose, stalking Rock's pirate. This practice of naval headquarters made Sengoku full of doubts. The current situation of our marine is also very embarrassing. Sengoku, the future of marine depends on us. Naval headquarters Shikong does not intend to fight the pirates of New World right now. Their naval headquarters are not without strong players, and there are not many voices. If naval headquarters is determined to catch the Rock's pirate, it can be done. But when the time comes, it will definitely be a lose-lose situation. At this time, it is very likely that other big pirates will take advantage of the loopholes. Raid them naval headquarters. Such a situation is not what they naval headquarters want to see. 56 Advanced Armed Color and Knowledge Color. Don't worry, Sengoku, the Rock's pirate will need us to destroy it with our own hands. What we can do now is to settle accounts with them after we become stronger. Zephyr folded his hands on his chest and said in a low voice. The only way for naval headquarters to break the deadlock now is to train new players. As for the 3 stars of their naval headquarters, they are naturally the focus of training. I see. Sengoku nodded with a heavy expression. Hatred for the Rocks pirate massacring the entire G1 base. Sengoku will not let go, and the next thing is to wait for his strength to flourish. Find Rocks pirate again, settle accounts. Time flies, and more than a month has passed in a flash. During this time, their Rocks pirate sailed in this sea. In the area with a radius of hundreds of meters, neither pirates nor marines dared approach. Seeing the Rocks pirate from a distance, I returned and left. Today, their Rocks pirate is the strongest pirate group in New World. And Rocks, also known as the strongest man in the New World. At this time, Chen Mu was still training Conqueror's Hockey in his huge room. Boom! Accompanied by Chen Mu's fist wrapped around Armament Hockey, and then punched a big hole in the wall through the air. Chen Mu finally mastered the 3rd stage of Armament Hockey. That is hockey outside, can damage an opponent without being completely close to them. 647. This is the power of Hockey Loudspeaker. Armament Hockey promoted to the 3rd stage, not only mastered the brand new hockey use. Of course, Armament Hockey's hardness and attack power have been greatly improved. Chen Mu is very satisfied with this. In addition to Armament Hockey, Chen Mu's knowledge color vapor has also reached the 3rd level. It has to be said that hockey's training is still difficult. It was easy to practice at the beginning, but it became more and more difficult to train later on. Even the owner of Chen Mu rivals the top talents in this world. So far, knowledge color and armed color have barely reached the 3rd stage. And conquerors still can't break through the gap of the 3rd stage. Boom! At this time, there was a knock on the door. Chen Mu turned his head slightly, looked in the direction of the door, and said calmly, "Come in." Squeak. As Chen Mu's voice fell, an official crew member who followed Chen Mu opened the door and entered. Chen. Brother Chen Mu. The official crew member pushed the door open and became nervous when he saw Chen Mu. Although Chen Mu is only an intern now, his strength is comparable to that of the cadres on the ship. Because of this, he has great respect for Chen Mu. Is there anything to report? Chen Mu glanced at him and asked calmly. Chen. Brother Chen Mu, I have found the place you asked for. Where? Hearing these words, Chen Mu asked impatiently. In New World, there are several islands in Laboon. In a few days, there will be an auction every few years. The official crew member responded truthfully. Is Laboon an island? Chen Mu whispered to himself. This is an island he has never heard of, but since it is an auction held every few years. So, it must be very grand. This is the eternal pointer of the islands of Laboon, Brother Chen Mu. The official crew member said, throwing the eternal pointer in their hands to Chen Mu. Not only has it found out that there will be an auction on the islands of Laboon, but the eternity pointer is also ready. I see, I will trouble you this time. Chen Mu took the eternal pointer and nodded. It's my honor to serve Brother Chen Mu. Hearing this, the official crew immediately responded with a smile. With Chen Mu's words, his heart can be considered safe. In the future, he can be regarded as mixing with Chen Mu in Rock's pirate. After the words fell, the official crew member left quickly. And Chen Mu didn't stay on the boat for a long time, he found rocks and found a random reason. Then he drove the sub-boat of Rock's pirate and went to the islands of Laboon alone. Chen Mu was a fisherman before joining Rock's pirate. For boating skills, order something. Within a few days, Chen Mu successfully arrived at the islands of Laboon. When he first landed on the island, Chen Mu noticed that none of the pirates on this island were ordinary characters. There are quite a few pirates with a bounty of over 100 million. This proves the grandeur of the auction held on the islands of Laboon. Bob. The pirates with a bounty of over 100 million in New World have all been attracted. Chen Mu put on a black robe and started to go to the auction in the center of Laboon Island. Now he doesn't want to reveal his identity, for anyone else to notice, he's a Rock's pirate guy. If the word spreads to Rock's pirate, I believe many cadres will become suspicious of him. Because although he has the strength of a cadre, the bounty is as high as 850 million Bailey. But he was on board, just an ordinary trainee. Where did the money come from for such a grand auction? If you are suspected by him, you will inevitably have more troubles. Although Chen Mu is not afraid of trouble, he does not want to ask for trouble. In this way, he soon arrived at the auction venue on the island of Laboon. There are so many people, Chen Mu couldn't help but snapped his tongue. The auction was overcrowded and the number was extremely high. Compared with the auctions seen in the original Saboti archipelago, it is several times more grand. Looking around, there are huge crowds of people. This also fully proves how grand the auction is that is held only once in a few years. Believe me, there will definitely be an auction of something like devil fruit. Chen Mu found a place at random, and soon the auction started. Welcome everyone, to participate in the auction held every few years on the island of Laboon. In the past few years, we have collected countless treasures in this sea. Here, you can auction anything you want, of course. The premise is that you have enough money. But everyone, don't even think about stealing the goods without paying. The auction held by our Laboon Island is supported by the Madman Pirates from New World. The Madman Pirates is one of the best pirates in New World. The power of this pirate group is in the New World, and it must be only under the Rocks pirate. With the host's words, some pirates in the auction who had a different heart also gave up the idea of snatching. The Madman Pirates are an extremely large pirate group in New World. Grabbing things in this place, isn't it courting death? Not much to say, let's directly start today's number 1 item. Liang Kuei Dao, Shui Ji, one of the 50 craftsmen. Soon, several staff members carried a famous knife to the table. Then the red cloth on it was lifted to reveal a very exquisite famous knife. This knife is genuine and good sharp knife. The starting price is 5 million Baileys. What? Is the first product directly a Liang Kuei Dao? This is a famous sword that is famous all over the world. There are only 50 good knives in the whole world, and the quality is only one of the supreme big knives and yin knives. It is a rare and excellent famous knife. No one would have thought that the auction supported by the New World Pirates would be such a precious item for the first item. As expected of an auction held only once in a few years, the items sold are really extraordinary. The value of the first item is so precious, let alone the later ones, I'm really looking forward to it. But this price is really not cheap. At the auction, countless pirates talked about it. 57 encounter Brandy Wald, 6 million billions. With a sound, Liang Kuei Dao Shui Ji is officially auctioned. 7 million Baileys, 7.5 million shells, Li. 7.8 million Baileys. The final turnover of this good sharp knife is 10 to 10 million Baileys. This is an astonishing number in the old days. Even the hosts on stage were a little surprised, they didn't expect such a high price to be auctioned. The auction of the first item is over, let's start the second item. As the host's voice fell, a staff member under the stage put half a treasure map on the table. This treasure map is exactly the treasure map on the ship of the strongest pirate group in the New World, the Evil Ghost Pirates. The Devil Pirates is a pirate group that rose earlier than the Rocks Pirate. It belongs to an era that is even earlier than the old era. It was after the Evil Ghost Pirates were wiped out that a new era was created. The status of the Evil Ghost Pirates in the last era. It's the Rocks of this era, like the Roger of the next generation. But as for who killed the Evil Ghost Pirates, almost no one knows. However, on a ship of this level, the treasure maps found are naturally extraordinary. Although it is said to belong to the Evil Ghost Pirates, how can you make us believe it? Besides, it is only half bloated. The Evil Ghost Pirates have been wiped out for too long, who knows if this is on board the Evil Ghost Pirates. In addition, there is only half of this treasure map, so how do I find the treasure? This treasure map is exactly what the Madman Pirates met in New World and found in the wreckage of the Ghost Pirates ship, and it is genuinely from the Ghost Pirates. And, if there is a complete one, do you think we will still auction it? The host asked coldly. This treasure map is naturally real, but they couldn't find another one, so they simply didn't bother to look for it. Directly to the auction. Only a fool would buy this kind of thing. A pirate's sarcasm came from the audience. In the next second, a voice sounded, 10 million Baileys. What? Someone really took advantage of it and bought this thing. Hearing that someone bought it, the pirates in the audience couldn't understand it. Why spend 10 million Baileys to buy half a treasure map? It's not a complete treasure map, and most of all, they don't believe it's from the wreckage of the Goblin Pirates. But having said that, didn't this person spend 10 million Baileys to buy 50 good knives just now? This bastard is so rich. At this time, the pirates in the audience finally noticed that this person was the one who auctioned off the good sword just now. Now spend another 10 million Baileys to buy half a treasure map. Wait a minute. Why does this person seem familiar to me? He is Brandy Wald. Brandy Wald. Is he the man who has become famous in this sea recently and destroyed several marine battleships? I have seen his bounty order, and his bounty is as high as 1 billion Baileys. The people around didn't notice it at first, but now they notice it and are sure. It was one person who purchased Ryokai Sword 50 Ko and treasure map. And also the famous pirate of New World, Brandy Wald. Hearing the discussion, Chen Mu also looked in the direction of Brandy Wald. Just by sensing it, Chen Mu knew that the opponent's strength was extraordinary. Not even under the strength of Rock's pirate, John and other cadres. Hey, why don't you continue to display the auction goods? Brandy Wald crossed his hands on his chest and said indifferently. In that case, let's auction off the third item. I don't know how many items have been auctioned, but finally it's the item Chen Mu is most interested in. Next, it's our final product. As the host's words fell, 6 staff members from the audience walked onto the stage with a beautiful box each. Then put them side by side, put them on the table, and then open the box. Presented in front of everyone is the devil fruit with strange grains of wood. Zone devil fruit, 3, Paramecia devil fruit, 3. There are 6 devil fruits in total, and the starting price for each one is 100 million Baileys. Devil fruit is a very rare thing in this sea, 0 seeking flowers. Because eating devil fruit, you will gain power beyond miracles. In the market, the selling price of devil fruit is 100 million Baileys. I didn't expect that there are even products like devil fruit, and there are still 6 pieces. However, The price of devil fruit is really unaffordable. The price of each one is 100 million Baileys. Although eating it will give you power beyond miracles, but you will still become a landlubber after all. I don't think it's worthwhile. A pirate comforted himself. Then in this auction, 6 devil fruits were directly presented, which made them excited. But the starting price of devil fruit is 100 million Baileys every moment. As ordinary pirates, how can they have the money to bear it? Just when Chen Mu wanted to buy them all, Brindywald spoke. 400 million Pele. I want all these things. After Brindywald's voice fell, the entire auction immediately boiled up. Are you kidding me? 1 is 400 million Pele, and 6 are 2.4 billion Pele. How could he be so rich? This guy, but he bought all the things auctioned by the auction house, which is estimated to be several billion Baileys. Does he have so much money? Brindywald bought everything from the first item to the last item. Such financial resources have made countless pirates feel suspicious. Although Brindywald is a famous big pirate in New World, he shouldn't be so rich and powerful. Even Chen Mu was somewhat surprised by Brindywald's financial resources, just when he wanted to pay more for the auction of devil fruit. Suddenly thought of something, stopped the idea of participating in the auction. Because he already guessed what Brindywald was thinking. This guy, it's not like he didn't plan to pay at all. A pirate's voice sounded. In an instant, countless pirates understood his intentions. Buy all billions of Baileys. Grab it, don't spend a penny. Brindywald, the group we support behind us is one of the best madman pirates in New World. Don't you want to pay? The host also understood his intention at this time. His face turned cold, and he said in a deep voice. Who says I won't pay? First pack the things I bought, and I will pay for it, Brindywald said lightly. 58 Chen Mu versus Brindywald. The host looked cold, and then ordered people to put away the items auctioned by Brindywald. Then greet people and explain to the cadres of the madman pirates. Soon, everything in the auction was packed. At this moment, Brindywald and several pirates around him slowly got up. Walk towards the front of the auction house. I advise you not to be tempted to pay the money obediently, otherwise, the mad pirates will hunt you down to the ends of the earth in New World. Of course, I'm not one of those people who don't pay for things, Brindywald laughed. In the next second, he took out a pistol from his pocket. Several pirates beside him also took out their pistols at the same time. Bang bang bang. In an instant, gunshots rang out from 490 at the auction, and all the staff of the auction died at the hands of Brindywald. I pay when I buy things, but not when I grab something. Brindywald grinned, put the pistol into his pocket, then recruited the pirates around him, and carried the devil fruit and the famous sword next to him. He really intends not to pay. How dare you offend the madman pirates? This bastard is indeed a madman. It's true that a newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. He should be very clear about what it means to do what he did today. The madman pirates, one of the best pirates in New World, though not as powerful as the Rocks pirate. But it is also a powerful group in New World, and Brindywald dared to grab the auction sponsored by the madman pirates today. There is no doubt that the madman pirates will pursue the Brindywald pirates endlessly throughout New World in the future. At this time, just as Brindywald and his men were about to leave with all the items auctioned by the auction house, Chen Mu stood up suddenly and said, "They are all pirates, keep the devil fruit, and take the other things away." The reason why Chen Mu appeared in this auction today is to spend money to auction off devil fruit. If you can get devil fruit from Brindywald, wouldn't it cost you nothing? Ha ha ha. You are so brave. Do you want me to hand over the devil fruit to you obediently? Brindywald laughed out loud when he heard this. He, Brindywald, was not afraid of being hunted down by the people's pirates even days later. Now someone asked him to hand over the devil fruit obediently, this kind of thing. Isn't it a joke to him? I'm only interested in devil fruit, leave it to me, it's good for both of us, because it will save a lot of trouble. Brindywald wanted to steal all the items in this auction and killed the staff. I believe that the madman pirates have already got the news at this time, and they rushed here as quickly as possible. As for where the madman pirates are currently in New World and how far they are from here, Chen Mu is not clear. The island could be reached in less than 10 minutes. It may also take several days to reach the island. When Chen Mu was fighting Brindywald, the madman pirates just came. Surrounding the two of them, even Chen Mu is not absolutely sure that he can escape. So, if Brindywald can obediently hand over the devil fruit, if they don't waste time like this, they can leave the island very quickly. Get out of this uncertain danger from the madmen pirates. Stop saying such things that make me laugh, bastard. Do you want devil fruit? Then grab it, Brindywald said disdainfully. Tell him to hand over the devil fruit obediently, are you kidding me? Who do you think you are? Are you sure? If I grab it, I won't just take away the devil fruit, Chen Mu said calmly. Following Chen Mu's words, all the pirates watching the show were shocked. Who is this guy in the black robe? Wants to fight Brindywald. Brindywald, but New World's famous big pirate has a bounty of 1 billion Baileys. This guy is too arrogant. In the entire New World, except for the Madman Pirates, Rocks Pirates, and Roger Pirates, there must be no one who can do anything to Brindywald, this black-robed brat. Is he also a newborn calf who is not afraid of tigers? In front of the madman pirates, Burndy-Wald is not a big man. 0. But in the entire New World, except for these 3 pirate groups, no one can do anything to Burndy-Wald. The action of this black robe trying to fight Burndy-Wald is tantamount to suicide in their eyes. Stop bluffing, Brad. I don't care about the madman pirates. Do you think you can scare me with just a few words? Then it seems that there is nothing to talk about between us. Chen Mu is too lazy to talk nonsense. The longer he stays here, the more likely the madman pirates will arrive. In other words, if he wastes time in this place for a long time, it will be dangerous. It's really arrogant, but I don't know if your strength is worthy of your arrogant brat. Burndy-Wald entangled armament hockey and smiled ferociously. Seeing Burndy-Wald enter a fighting state, the people in the entire auction quickly dispersed. Because they could see, Burndy-Wald was going to write about a man in a black robe fighting. It would be dangerous if you continued to stay on the seat between the two of you. Still, they believe the battle will be over soon. I saw that Chen Mu's arm was wrapped around armament hockey by 4.0, and he quickly entered the fighting state. Now, his armament hockey has entered the 3rd stage. He has never actually fought, using the 3rd stage of armament hockey, the power of lying down. This time, fighting Burndy-Wald, just in time to cast a spell. The bodies of the two quickly disappeared in place like afterimages, and then appeared in midair. Chen Mu and Burndy-Wald punched almost at the same time. Boom! Accompanied by a loud sound, a powerful airflow suddenly swayed in all directions in the air. Terrible ripples, like a violent storm, swept in all directions. Cracks appeared on the ground of the auditorium under the two of them, and they were still spreading around at an extremely fast speed. 59 he turned out to be from the Rocks pirate? Boom! The fists of the two collided in midair for a few seconds, and then the figure of Burndy-Wald flew upside down. It slammed heavily on the wall of the auction, creating a big hole and sending up waves of smoke and dust. The battle ended faster than I imagined. The black-robed man must have been too unbearable. Isn't it normal for the man in black to be defeated? After all, his opponent is Burndy-Wald. Confidence is a good thing, but this black-robed man is too confident, and he deserves it. Seeing someone being knocked out, the many pirates watching the battle were not surprised at all. Everyone thought it was Burndy-Wald who defeated Chen Mu in an instant. However, as the smoke dissipated, everyone knew the real ending of this brief collision. Yeah, Burndy-Wald with a bounty of 1 billion Baileys lost? What nonsense are you talking about? Isn't the man in black robe defeated? No, it wasn't the man in black that was defeated, it was Burndy-Wald. Seeing the scene in front of them, 10 countless pirates were stunned in place. Everything in front of them is like a dream, which makes them feel unreal. Burndy-Wald is a famous big pirate in New World, although it is not as good as Rock's pirate, a pirate group whose reputation has spread all over the world. But it is also the #1 pirate group that New World can rank. And Burndy-Wald, as the captain, offered a bounty as high as 1 billion Baileys, and now they saw with their own eyes that an existence of this level was defeated. Looking at Burndy-Wald, whose body was sunk into the wall, many pirates gasped and turned their attention to Chen Mu. This black-robed man, why'd I feel familiar? When the smoke on the field completely cleared, the black robe on Chen Mu's head was also blown off. Everyone looked at Chen Mu's face, and many of them felt very familiar, as if they had seen it somewhere before. Wait, isn't he a Rocks pirate intern? Intern can beat Burndy-Wald? What are you kidding? Another retorted. No, he's not an ordinary intern, he's the man who beat Naval Headquarters for 3 stars, the monster intern from Rocks pirate, Chen Mu. Is that him? Join the Rocks pirate for a few months, and the bounty goes from 0 to 850 million Bailey monsters. All the pirates watching at the auction had their eyes on Chen Mu. At present, Chen Mu's legendary level in this sea is not even inferior to his Captain Rocks. After all, after going to sea for a few months, as an intern of Rocks pirate, he raised the bounty to such a terrible level. And even beat the future of Naval Headquarters, Marine Samsung. This level of expressiveness is even more shocking than when Rocks first came out to sea. No wonder Burndy-Wald was the one who lost the battle. Although Chen Mu's bounty is lower than Burndy-Wald's, his strength even ranks right in the entire Rocks pirate. I didn't expect such a monster to appear here. No wonder I dared to ask a big pirate like Burndy-Wald for devil fruit. Whether it is Chen Mu or Burndy-Wald, they are all well-known powerhouses in the New World. Both are terrifying characters with monster strength and potential. One was an incomparable talent who had a bounty of 850 million Baileys when he was an intern at Rocks pirate. The other is Burndy-Wald, who has repeatedly attacked Marine base in New World, even without fear of being hunted down by the madman pirates. No matter who wins this battle, there is no doubt that the end result will shock the world. The name Chen Mu, this rumor in New World, I'm very interested in you, I didn't expect to meet here in this form. Burndy-Wald patted his body contaminated dust, flatly said. The two punched each other just now, and the reason why he fell into the disadvantage and was knocked into the air was entirely because of his carelessness. However, when he was knocked into the air, armament hockey was wrapped around his body, so he was hardly injured. As for Chen Mu's name, it can be said that everyone in the entire New World these days knows everyone. Naturally, Wald also noticed Chen Mu in the news and the reward order. He never thought that the one Hyuga asked for devil fruit today was actually Chen Mu, the legendary character of the sea during this time. Well, now that you know who I am, just hand over the devil fruit to me, so as to save the two of us from having trouble. Chen Mu crossed his arms in front of his chest and said calmly. Ha ha ha. Of course devil fruit can be given to you, Wald said cheerfully. Oh, Chen Mu was a little surprised by Wald's response. He didn't expect that the other party actually agreed to give him the devil fruit. Would you like to come to my ship Chen Mu? I will let you be the deputy captain. I can also give you 6 devil fruits, Wald continued. Although Chen Mu has only been with Rock's Pirate for a few months. But the bounty has reached a staggering 850 million Baileys. However, the current status of Chen Mu is in Rock's Pirate, and he is still just an intern. Wald thinks. Chen Mu is definitely not satisfied with the title of intern. After all, he has terrible strength, why can't he be a cadre? Instead, work hard and be an intern with the least share. I just feel that Chen Mu is somewhat dissatisfied with Rock's Pirate. The current Wald just wants to invite Chen Mu to be his mate. As long as Chen Mu is willing to be his deputy captain, he will give Chen Mu all the devil fruit. Anyway, he already ate a devil fruit. The other devil fruits were intended to be distributed to other crew members. But if Chen Mu wants it, just give it to him. Are you kidding me, Wald? Poaching in the Rock's Pirate, aren't you afraid of being hunted by the Rocks? To talk about why some cadres of the Rock's Pirate now think they have gained enough benefits. But he didn't leave the pirate group, all because of the fear of Rocks. Once a member of the Rocks, a Rocks crew for life. As long as the Rocks are not dead, the Rocks Pirate is not disbanded. No one dared to leave this pirate group without authorization. Because of doing so, you will be hunted down by Rocks and other cadres. 60 Momo fruit 10 times faster, and now, Wald has directly invited Chen Mu to join his pirate team. It really made Chen Mu a little confused, not knowing what Wald was thinking. Let alone Chen Mu would not agree. Even if he agrees, he will be hunted down by Rock's Pirate in the future. How Wald is going to run? The pursuit of the Rock's Pirate. It sounds really scary, but with my ability, I can escape from the siege of any strong person. Join my pirate group. Life is your life, don't worry, Chen He. Wald grinned, patted her chest, and said very confidently. His devil fruit is exactly Momo fruit. An item can be enlarged and accelerated. The acceleration of an object can reach up to 100 times. Use this ability on board. Then the speed can be directly accelerated by 100 times. Dare I ask, who can catch up with a ship that can travel 100 times faster? It is precisely because I am full of confidence in my own ability. That's why Wald dared to grab the auction supported by the Madmen Pirates. It's not that he thinks that he can fight against the Madman Pirates. It's because he thinks he can escape under the pursuit of this pirate group. Also, from the hunt on the Rock's Pirate, he is not afraid at all, thinking that he has the means to escape. Although I don't know where your confidence comes from, but I have a good stay in Rock's Pirate, and I have no reason to join your pirate group. So you mean, choose to decline? Isn't it obvious what I said, and do I need to repeat it? It's not necessary, but you have to think about it. I am serious about wooing you to join my pirate group. If you refuse, I will kill you. Wald said at last. The killing intent on his body was revealed. It seems that I really need to repeat that. I refuse to join your pirate group. Chen Mu spread his hands and said calmly. Although Wald is a famous big pirate in New World. But want to kill him? It must be some idiots talking about dreams. Now he not only possesses 8 inner gates, Fire Dragon Slayer magic, wood style. Armed color and observation hockey have also reached the 3rd stage. What did Wald kill him with? Then there's nothing to say. Wald's face sank, and armament hockey was wrapped around his fist and arm again. As soon as he stepped on his footsteps, he rushed towards Chen Mu in an instant. In the fist fight just now, he already clearly felt the terrifying strength of Chen Mu. So this punch, he didn't intend to keep his hand, and he tried his best. Naturally, Chen Mu was not afraid at all, and he punched Wald. Before the fists of the two got close, Chen Mu felt the power from Wald's fist. Boom! Accompanied by a loud noise, there was a big gap between the two fists. In this gap, purple-black electric sparks lingered around the two of them, making squeak sounds from time to time. It's really surprising that your armament hockey attainment is actually at the same level as mine, Wald said with a little surprise. He has been practicing armament hockey for several years, and he has only recently reached the 3rd stage of armament hockey. That is, the external level, New World, although it is said that the strong are like clouds. But there are only a handful of armament hockey who can reach the 3rd stage. At Chen Mu's age, he has cultivated armament hockey to this level. Even Wald, a pirate who has seen countless storms in New World, was a little surprised at Chen Mu's lack of talent. Armament hockey is not the only thing about me that can surprise you, Chen Mu said calmly. Compared with Chen Mu's other abilities, armament hockey is indeed weak. Then let me see it, Grindelwald snorted coldly, then stopped punching Chen Mu, but walked backwards. Momo, 10 times faster. He used the power of devil fruit on himself, and his speed increased in the next second. The speed has been directly increased by 10 times. Whoosh! In the surrounding air, there was the sound of airflow tearing. Grindelwald, who is 10 times faster than Momo, is 5 times faster than the shaving in the 6 formulas. With his speed, even Chen Mu could only see afterimages flashing by in the auction. Now can you still keep up with my speed, Chen Mu? Grindelwald's voice came from around, but Chen Mu just couldn't see where his body was. Good. So fast, is this Grindelwald's devil fruit ability? Grindelwald is still a veteran pirate after all, and Chen Mu is just a rookie in the end, although he is very famous. Even the other pirates who watched the battle with a bounty of over 100 million couldn't even keep up with their afterimages. If this made them fight Grindelwald, they would not even know how they died. As Grindelwald's voice fell, he appeared behind Chen Mu in an instant, laughing with a ferocious smile on his face. Too slow, Chen Mu. Boom. With Grindelwald throwing a punch, he thinks he's on the verge of winning. But in the next second, it wasn't Chen Mu who flew upside down, but himself. Boom. Grindelwald's body slammed into the building. The originally beautiful and complete building was directly smashed into ruins by his body, and countless rubble covered his body. F.A. Money is good. What happened? Again. Was Grindelwald knocked away again? Has anyone seen Chen Mu throw a punch? Grindelwald is fast enough to create an afterimage, but Chen Mu is so fast we can't see it. Okay. So strong. Could he be the son of rocks? Otherwise, how could he have such terrifying strength? The pirate watching was completely shocked by the scene in front of him. They could only see Chen Mu staying in place quietly, but in the next second Grindelwald's body flew out. Chen Mu's speed is unbearable. How can it be? Grindelwald crawled out from the ruins, staring at Chen Mu with a surprised expression. You know, he is extremely fast himself. Now I use the Momo fruit again, which increases my speed by a full 10 times. 61 The battle is over, the madman pirates attack, but it is the attack launched at such a terrifying speed. It was actually noticed by Chen Mu. Before he even swung his fist, Chen Mu reacted and punched him back. Even Grindelwald was shocked by such a terrifying reaction. Too slow, Grindelwald. Chen Mu said calmly. You know, his cultivation during this period not only brought armament hockey to the 3rd stage. Observation hockey has also cultivated to the level of the 3rd stage. When observation hockey reached this level, although he could not predict the future. But insight is terrifying, while Grindelwald is a full 10 times faster. But his observation hockey had already foreseen the opponent's attack. No matter how fast Grindelwald is, as long as he can know his attack route in advance. Then he can throw a punch faster than Grindelwald. Captain Grindelwald. The crew of Grindelwald, seeing him like this, wanted to step forward to help and deal with 70 Chen Mu together with him. Stand back, you are not his opponent at all, protect the items in this auction, and don't let others take it away. Grindelwald reached out to stop it. Yes, Captain. Although the crew of Grindelwald are not ordinary people, they are all strong with hundreds of millions of bounties. But he knew that a powerhouse of this level was simply not enough for Chen Mu. It is the existence of being killed in seconds. It only needs a few people to protect the items in the auction. Chen Mu wants to solve it by himself. Sure enough, I still underestimate you. Grindelwald put his eyes on Chen Mu again, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and said with a grim expression. Momo 30 times faster. Grindelwald uses his devil fruit ability again, increasing his speed 30-fold. In this state, it is very exhausting. But in this state, his strength has increased several times. Not only that, but he also wraps armament hockey directly all over his body. During the fight with Chen Mu, he felt that Chen Mu is a master of physical skills. If you get punched, Baba, you will suffer a lot of injuries. But now that it is wrapped around armament hockey, there is no need to be too afraid of Chen Mu's attack. Grindelwald didn't say a word of nonsense and rushed towards Chen Mu again. Shua. At this time, Grindelwald's speed was so fast that it could even blow a gust of wind in the calm auction venue. The speed was so fast that even Chen Mu's gaze couldn't keep up with Grindelwald's afterimage. But it doesn't mean that the knowledge color can't keep up with his speed. A red light flashed in Chen Mu's eyes, and he turned on observation hockey. Although Grindelwald is extremely fast, but under his observation hockey, all actions of the other party have already been predicted. Chen Mu turned on observation hockey and observed Grindelwald's actions all the time. Die Chen Mu. Grindelwald, whose speed increased 30 times, shouted and appeared behind Chen Mu again. At this time, he wrapped his whole body with the 3rd-level armament hockey, his arm veins bulged, and he smashed Chen Mu with all his strength. Boom. Chen Mu clenched his fists and punched at the same moment that Grindelwald punched. The fists of the two collided directly. The powerful impact formed a burst of ripples visible to the naked eye, stirring all directions like a violent storm. Boom! The wall of the auction first shattered, like shattered glass, continued to spread, and finally collapsed completely. Under the aftermath of the attacks of the two, the extremely hard wall directly became ruins. With this blow, everyone in the area with a radius of hundreds of meters can feel a terrible impact. Like a typhoon coming, it can blow people into the air. The auction was ruined by a punch from them. No, Yan. Strictly speaking, it was destroyed by the power of the two people. What a monster. No, he. The strength of the two of them cannot be evaluated by a single monster. They have the strength to destroy the country. Just the momentum generated by the confrontation of forces will destroy the entire auction into ruins. Just the aftermath can cause such a terrifying force. If it gets closer, will it be shocked to death by the aftermath of this amount? They couldn't imagine what kind of terrifying power Chen Mu and Brindewalder possessed. A strong man of this level, let alone fighting with him, just looking up, makes him feel tremendous pressure. This is the power that the great pirate of this world possesses. It's far from being able to compete with these little guys who have a bounty of over 100 million. It's unimaginable that Chen Mu possesses such strength at his age. I even think he will surpass Rox in the future, commented a pirate with a bounty of hundreds of millions. Rox is now New World, the undisputed #1 pirate. In the New World, no pirate can compete with it. Such an existence is naturally terrifying. But he always felt that Chen Mu had power that even Rox didn't have. White smoke rose up, and no one dared to approach it. Then, amidst the smoke and dust, terrifying ripples came again. The battle between Chen Mu and Brindewald lasted for a long time. But because of the thick smoke rising from the ground, these people don't know the specific situation of the battle. He could only hide in an area tens of meters away from the battle between the two, looking at the thick smoke and speculating about the battle. The madman pirates have arrived. Suddenly, such a voice came from the street. And this news soon reached the ears of Chen Mu and Brindewald, who were fighting. The armament hockey on Chen Mu's arm slowly dissipated, and then he stared at Brindewald in front of him and said, "It seems that the battle between us needs to be temporarily terminated. The madman pirates are one of the best pirates in New World. It is rumored that the comprehensive strength of this pirate group is only under Rox Pirate. Is a scary monster pirate group. Facing such a pirate group, Chen Mu is not arrogant enough to think that he can contend. Now that the madman pirates are approaching the coast, if they continue to fight. When all the strongmen of the madman pirates landed on the island, the two of them would most likely be left behind. 62-6 Devil Fruits and Treasure Map. It seems that I have saved my life." Brindewald wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and the cold sweat on his face, and said happily. The battle between the two of them continued for an unbroken amount of time. While Brindewald wraps armament hockey all over, and use the power of Devil Fruit to increase your speed by 30 times. But this is just a tie with Chen Mu. Now, more than half of his physical strength has been consumed. As for Chen Mu, his current physical strength is almost at its peak. Although the current two have not really decided the outcome. But if the stalemate continues, he will definitely be defeated. He has to admit, Chen Mu is really a monster. Hand over Devil Fruit, and that treasure map. Chen Mu focused on the crew of Brindewald, Ling said. Originally Chen Mu was only interested in Devil Fruit, but wasted so much time on this place. He thought it was right to ask for a little more. This. How can these things be given to you? Brindewald took a few steps back and stared at Chen Mu vigilantly. The value of Devil Fruit in the market is extremely high. An ordinary Devil Fruit has at least a value of 100 million Baileys. As for the 6 Devil Fruits, they can choose to take them by themselves. You can also choose to sell it in exchange for a huge income. And that treasure map is from the treasure map of the strongest pirate group in the last era, the Evil Ghost Pirates. Although there is only half of it, but, if they are lucky, can they find another one? In short, Devil Fruit and the treasure map are extremely valuable to them. Therefore, absolutely cannot give Chen Mu. Do you want me to grab it? But you also know that the madman pirates are here, so stop wasting our time. Do you want us all to be in danger? If there is enough time, Chen Mu will choose to kill Brindewald and the entire crew. Then grab the things over. But, now the madman pirates have landed on the island, and if nothing else happens, they are rushing here at full speed to work. If you use grabbing, it will consume more time and put yourself in trouble. If you want it, your only option is to snatch it from us. We, although our strength is not as good as the captain's, don't underestimate us. Several pirates with a bounty of hundreds of millions stared at Chen Mu vigilantly. They are not only pirates who offer hundreds of millions of bounties, but also strong men who have followed Brindewald and experienced countless storms. Compared with the ordinary pirates who offer hundreds of millions of rewards, I don't know how many times stronger it is. But, the reason why he dared to say such a thing was not because he was not afraid of Chen Mu. Rather, they thought that the madman pirates had already landed on the island, and it wouldn't be long before Chen Mu ran away because of fear. They only need to meet Chen Mu's eyes and stand in a stalemate for a while to protect these things. Give him what he wants. Wald walked slowly to several pirates and ordered. But the captain, the value of these things is estimated to have exceeded billions of Baileys. How could they be handed over to him so easily? Yes, Captain, we have offended the madman pirates now. These things are indispensable to us. If you don't hand it over, all of us will die here. Wald's face darkened, and he ordered in a cold voice. Now the madman pirates are estimated to have landed on the island. The purpose of these pirates must be them Wald pirates. Since they are still on the island, not on the ship, they are hunted down by the strong men of countless crazy pirates. Even if he has the Momo fruit, he is not 100% sure to escape. But if you give the devil fruit and the treasure map to Chen Mu. In this way, the madman pirates can disperse the strong ones to chase and kill Chen Mu. In this way, the probability of them being able to escape is even greater. But there's nothing to worry about, hand over your things, Wald ordered in a deep voice. Anyway, they didn't buy the devil fruit and the treasure map with money. Just treat it as if you never had these few things, so you don't feel bad about it. As a pirate, Wald's purpose is to live is more important than 10. When necessary, you need to give up something, I see. Despite the reluctance of the pirate, he did not dare to disobey Wald's order. 0 for flowers. 0 throw the devil fruit, as well as the treasure map, to Chen Mu. And Chen Mu took the devil fruit and the treasure map, and took them away with satisfaction, and then put them in the frog's room. Chen Mu, the intern of the Rocks pirate, stole the devil fruit and the treasure map of the devil pirates, Wald suddenly shouted. Tell this news to all the watching pirates. With the skills of this group of pirates, this news will definitely spread throughout the island at the fastest speed. At that time, Wald will not be the only target of the madman pirates. But there is this guy Chen Mu, I said, why did you give me everything in such a grand manner? Hearing Wald's voice, Chen Mu understood his intention and spread his hands and smiled. 0. I gave you something, but I hope you have the hope of escaping, Wald responded with a grin. But after the words fell, he did not continue to stay here and left the place quickly. And Chen Mu also did not hesitate, and the task of coming to the island of Laboon has been completed. Next, it's time to escape. Chen Mu left the place as quickly as possible, and then went to the coast to find his own boat. Within a few days, what happened on the islands of Laboon once again shocked the entire new world. Rock's pirate intern Chen Mu and Wald appeared on the islands of Laboon. Grab all items from the auction supported by madmen pirates. Events from the islands of Laboon directly involved the three major forces. Rock's pirate, Crazy Pirates, and Wald pirates. These three pirate groups are all famous big pirate groups in New World. Especially Rock's pirate is the brightest pirate group in New World. These three pirate groups hardly provoke each other on the sea. But because of this incident, the three parties directly caused friction. Countless people are waiting for the follow-up of this matter. They wonder if the Rock's pirate will clash with the madmen pirates. Force 63 Marine 3-star Training Naval Headquarters, Marine Variety. Somewhere to practice. Here, it is the rapid venue for Marine Samsung, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr. And the person responsible for training them is Naval Headquarters Marshal Velcro. Marine Marshal, but the presence above Marine Admiral in Naval Headquarters. In Naval Headquarters, the owner has a position of supreme authority, and even his strength is above Marine Admiral. And there is Marshal Marine, who personally trains Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr and others. There is no doubt that their strength will be greatly improved. As for the crane that entered Naval Headquarters at the same time as the three of them. He is mainly a think tank, and he doesn't come to train often. But if she comes to train, she will naturally be guided by the Naval Headquarters Marshal himself. Since 163 was last attacked by rocks at the G1 base. Naval Headquarters will use its core resources to train Marine newcomers. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr as 3-star Naval Headquarters, the position has come to Colonel Marine. It stands to reason that people in such positions no longer need to undergo guidance training. But these three shoulder the hopes of Marine's future, therefore, it has been highly valued by Naval Headquarters. It is focused on nurturing, on weekdays. If Velcro has other things to deal with, the person in charge of guiding several people is also a strong person like Marine Admiral. These three people are carrying out devilish training almost every day. Of course, this will also lead to their rapid improvement in strength. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr's training is over, it's time to eat. Velcro looked at his watch and then ordered. In the next second, countless Marine soldiers came to the training ground, bringing tables, stools and other things. And put food with high nutritional value. At this time, Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr, who were already exhausted from training, immediately regained their spirits when they heard this sentence. Sweeping away his tiredness, he came to the dining table in an instant and stuttered. Because the amount of training the three of them had was incomparably astonishing, it also led to a terrible appetite for them. The food that was supposed to be enough for hundreds of Marine soldiers was almost wiped out by a few people, and it was eaten up quickly. This terrifying amount of food really surprised the Marine soldiers who were responsible for carrying the food. Just as Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr were devouring their meals, a voice came from not far away. The way the three of you eat is really ugly as always. The three of them heard the reputation and saw the crane walking towards here with several newspapers. Ha ha ha. Xiaohei, why do you come here to see us when you have time? Garp asked with a big smile while eating his food. Is that a newspaper in your hand? Could it be that something important happened in New World recently? Sengoku noticed what Tsuru was holding in his hand, and asked with a slight frown. That's right, an event of great influence has indeed happened in New World recently. Crane nodded and responded truthfully. Could it be about the Rocks pirate again? Zephyr asked with a solemn expression. Currently their marine is in New World, and what they are most afraid of is Rocks pirate. Because their current marine purpose is to temporarily stalk the Rocks pirate. Everything about the Rocks pirate, they don't interfere if they can. If Rocks takes action in New World and does something big, it will be difficult for them to threaten Rocks pirate. It's not just about the Rocks pirate, it also involves the Madman pirates, and the pirate Brindewald who has been very active in New World recently, Crane said as he passed the newspaper in his hand to several people. Because of these people, they rarely left the training ground during this period. Whether it is eating, sleeping, or training, they are almost all in this place, so they don't know what happened in the sea these days. Garp, Sengoku, and Zephyr took the newspaper from Crane and read it carefully. Is that bastard Chen Mu again? Garp said in a hoarse voice. Garp noticed Chen Mu's name at the first glance of the newspaper. As for Chen Mu, Garp was extremely impressed. After all, he was knocked out by Chen Mu in Laura's country. Recently, the sea is really not quiet, but the conflict between the three forces is not a bad thing for us marine. Sengoku said with his hands on his chin, staring at the newspaper in front of him solemnly. Point 0. Rocks pirate, Madman pirates, are all very famous pirates in New World. As for Brindewald's reputation, although it has only become louder in recent years. But his strength is still not to be underestimated. Rocks pirate trainee Chen Mu, and Brindewald snatched it from an auction sponsored by the Madman pirates. In other words, these two pirate groups have already provoked the Madman pirates. With the temper of the Madman pirates, they may not let these people go. If it is for this reason that the three parties are allowed to start a war in New World, it must be a bad thing. After all, these tripartite forces do not have their marines. All are pirate forces. If a dispute is finally provoked and one side is wiped out, this is very good news for their marines. This guy named Chen Mu has never stopped in this sea. No matter what big event it is, there is his name. Zephyr put his eyes on Chen Mu's name and said solemnly. Both Garp and Sengoku have played against Chen Mu, and they both lost to Chen Mu one after another. This in itself made Zephyr very curious about Chen Mu's strength. Now I see Chen Mu's name in the newspaper many times. To be honest, Zephyr wants Chen Mu to appear in front of him now and let him challenge him. Although he knows that he may not be the opponent at 3.2, he is still very curious about Chen Mu's strength. It would be fine if Chen Mu died in battle because of this dispute, Crane prayed from the side. This kind of existence is not so easy to erase in the sea. Moreover, Rocks must have valued his potential long ago. Even if the opponent is the Madman pirates, even if Chen Mu, an intern, made a mistake, Rocks will not back down in the slightest. With the protection of Rocks, if nothing happens, Chen Mu will grow to a very high level. Velcro shook his head and said helplessly. Chen Mu is really a big problem our marine is currently facing. It would be great if such a person would join our marine, but unfortunately, he joined the Rocks pirate. Crane said with a headache. 64 gain a new ability, Xianju. Don't worry, next time we meet, I won't lose to that bastard Chen Mu again. Garp patted his chest and said confidently. This guy, leave it to me to deal with Garp. Zephyr grinned and said confidently. I won't lose to that bastard Chen Mu again. Sengoku clenched his fists and said solemnly. He was at the G1 base and witnessed the death of Marine Admiral Biwu. Then, under the support of countless marines, they escaped from the G1 base. To say that it is Sengoku who bears the ultimate burden, he has long been full of hatred for Rocks pirate. So next time he meets Chen Mu, he won't allow himself to lose to him again. Ha ha ha. Keep this attitude, Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, you have to know that there is no invincible or invincible enemy in this sea. Chen Mu is indeed a rare talent that is rare for hundreds of millions of people. But, you too, you have to believe that you have the power not to lose to Chen Mu, Velcro seriously warned. He was a little scared at first, but after Garp and Sengoku were defeated by Chen Mu, he already had a psychological shadow on it. And Zephyr, because of the defeat of Garp and Sengoku, has already feared Chen Mu. But now it seems that he is completely worried. Whether it's Garp, Sengoku, or Zephyr, these three are all the monster marines of this era. Just lost to Chen Mu, who was also a monster once, it doesn't mean they will always lose to Chen Mu. At the same time, a certain sea area in New World. Rocks pirate, on board. After several days, Chen Mu finally returned to the Rocks pirate ship from the islands of Laboon. In the past few days, he has been hunted and killed by the cadres and strongmen of the Madman pirates almost all the time. But, fortunately, he was not hurt, and it has already thrown off the pursuers. Chen Mu, who returned to the boat, quickly came to his room without any hesitation. Then, from the frog's room, he took out the 6 treasure boxes containing devil fruit. I don't know how many levels these 6 devil fruits can raise. Chen Mu looked at the treasure box on the ground in front of him and couldn't help rubbing his hands. This time, not only did he not spend a penny, but he also got 6 devil fruits. The harvest this time can be described as full. Chen Mu quickly opened all the 6 treasure boxes in front of him, and what appeared before him were 6 devil fruits with strange patterns. Ding! It is detected that there is a devil fruit near the host. Do you want to give it to the frog? The sound of the system came. Sure, please select the number of devil fruit. 6. Without any hesitation, Chen Mu directly gave all the devil fruits to the frog to upgrade it. The current Chen Mu still has no interest in things like devil fruit. After all, the side effect of becoming a landlubber is not what Chen Mu wants to have. Plus, there really isn't anything good about devil fruit. Ding! Congratulations host, the frog's level has increased by 2. Ding! Congratulations host, the current frog level is 17. Did you go up 2 levels? Chen Mu rested his chin on his hand and meditated. 6 devil fruits only raised 2 levels for the frog. I have to say that the level of the frog is really getting harder and harder to improve. You know, when he got devil fruit for the first time, he only used 1 devil fruit. It raised the frog's level by a full 4 levels, but now, with 6 devil fruits, it's only a level increase. But, this is also something that can't be helped. The further the level is, the harder it is to improve, which is the case in most games. Chen Mu didn't worry too much about the frog's level either. What he has to consider now is to find a way to improve the level of the frog. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the frog's trip was successful, please pay attention to check the reward brought back by the frog. Ding! Congratulations host, you have obtained the magic from the Hokage ninja world. The sound of the system suddenly came to Chen Mu's mind, making him startled. Immortal art? Chen Mu was shocked in place when he heard about the immortal art. You must know that Xianju is not an ordinary power in the original Hokage ninja. Xianju can absorb the surrounding natural energy into the body and then attack. And in this world, Chen Mu's celestial art can also absorb natural energy. If you can't absorb natural energy, you may be consuming physical strength to use sage art. However, Chen Mu would not be so surprised if he only obtained the immortal art. The reason why he was so surprised was because he had previously obtained Senju Hashirama's blood succession limit, wood-style ninjutsu. Now that he has the celestial art, can he use wood-style's ultimate move? That is wood-style, true several thousand hands. This is Senju Hashirama's most terrifying ability. The size of a hand is even bigger than a copulation. The overall volume can even be compared with mountains. Not to mention the destructive power of this ability. After all, it is wood-style's strongest move. After getting wood-style, Chen Mu wanted to use wood-style true several thousand hands very much. But, because you want to use the move 197, you need the power of sage art. And he didn't have immortal skills before, so he could only think about it. But now, the traveling frog has brought him the ability of immortality. This really shocked Chen Mu. With wood-style combined with Xianju, there is no doubt that Chen Mu's strength has soared again. As expected of a frog raised by me, Chen Mu couldn't help sighing at this time. The frog seems to have a tacit understanding with him, and can always bring him what he wants. This point made Chen Da excited. Just when Chen Mu wanted to continue sending the frogs to travel around the world, the voice of the system came. Ding! The system prompts. The frog was injured during this trip, and it is currently unable to travel through the heavens and myriad worlds. When Chen Mu saw the news, he was stunned for a moment, but he became excited the next second. Because he will not forget that to complete the frog's needs, it is fixed to increase by 4 levels. Now the level of the frog, the further back, is Ren. Taking 6 devil fruits only raised the frog by 2 levels. Now if you can fulfill the needs of the frog, you can directly increase it by 4 levels. It is equivalent to using less than 10 or even 20 devil fruits to improve the frog level. 65 The frog's new needs, Phantom Beast Devil Fruit. What do frogs want? Chen Mu quickly opened the virtual panel and asked. After opening the virtual panel, Chen Mu was presented with the frog's room. A line of text appeared above the frog's head. Frog wants to eat Eudemon's devil fruit. Phantom Beast Devil Fruit? After Chen Mu saw the frog's need, he fell into deep thought. Devil fruit is an extremely rare thing in this sea. The Eudemon's devil fruit is the strongest fruit among devil fruits. Rare, needless to say, it is extremely difficult for Chen Mu to find the Eudemon's devil fruit. But, although the degree of difficulty is extremely high. But after completing the task, the level of the frog will be directly increased by 4 levels. Such a huge level up ability naturally made Chen Mu very excited. Even though the degree of difficulty is high, Chen Mu will try his best to find it. After all, Chen Mu is very curious nowadays. When the level of the frog reaches level 20, will it unlock new abilities? Review past frog level ups. When you reach level 10, you get the photo mailbox function. And in the photo, Chen Mu got Charlotte Linlin's copper skin and iron bone physique. And from Senju Hashirama, blood succession boundary wood styles calendar. And reaching level 15, the ability to unlock is when the traveling frog returns from the journey of 10,000 worlds. There is a probability that Chen Mu will bring back an ability promotion card. This thing is also extremely useful. After all, it can be directly promoted to a higher level of the ability he has obtained. Level 10 gains abilities, level 15 also gains abilities. If there is no accident, when the frog is unlocked to level 20, it will surely unlock new abilities. For this, Chen Mu is looking forward to it. Boom. Brother Chen Mu. Just when Chen Mu was thinking this way, there was a knock on the door and a loud shout. Chen Mu closed the virtual panel in front of him, and then walked out. Squeak. Chen Mu pushed open the door, only to see many pirates standing outside the door. Among these pirates, the weakest one is also the one with a preliminary bounty of over 100 million. There are also bounties for several pirates, even hundreds of millions of Baileys. But this kind of terrifying and vicious pirates are like the children next door in front of Chen Mu. Without the slightest arrogance, with a smile on his face, he seemed to be full of respect for Chen Mu. Is there a problem? Chen Mu glanced at them lightly and said. Brother Chen Mu, Captain Rox has something to ask for you, let us come and invite you. The leading pirate, who offered a bounty of hundreds of millions of Baileys, responded first. He was originally a regular crew member of the Rox Pirate, although not an officer. But among the official crew members, they are not ordinary people. I am on the boat, and I disdain to follow anyone. But Chen Mu has a special aura for some reason, he couldn't help but want to surrender and follow. So now, he also belongs to Chen Mu's little brother on the Rox Pirate boat. Look for me. What's the matter? We don't know about this. Captain Rox only told us to invite you, and didn't say anything else. The leading pirate shook his head slightly in response. Captain Rox? Chen Mu rested his chin on his hand, pondered for a moment, and suddenly thought of something. A few days ago, he went to the island of Laboon, wanting to participate in the auction, buy devil fruit. But because of the appearance of Brindywald, his plan was disrupted. Although I succeeded in the end without spending a penny, I got 6 devil fruits. But, his identity has also been exposed. A few days ago, what happened on the island of Laboon has now reached the ears of Rox without accident. Now Chen Mu, I don't know what kind of attitude Rox holds. However, no matter how much you think about here, it is better to meet Rox. Listen to what Rox wants to do with this matter. I see. Chen Mu nodded slightly, and then let the group of people lead the way. Soon, Chen Mu came to a gate on the Rox ship. Is this the place for the cadre meeting? Chen Mu stared at the door in front of him and said to himself. The door in front of him is the entire Rox Pirate, a room that only cadres can enter. Because this is where cadres and Rox meet. Official crew members, as well as interns, are completely ineligible to enter. But today, when Rox approached him, the location was actually said directly in the cadre meeting room. This surprised Chen Mu a little, he didn't know what Rox was trying to do. Yes, except for Captain Rox, all other cadres are waiting for you inside, brother Chen Mu. Backquote looks like it will be very troublesome, Chen Mu said helplessly. Squeak. Chen Mu stood outside the door, without much hesitation, opened the door in front of him and walked in. As soon as you enter, you can see that all the cadres of Rox Pirate are sitting in the conference room. Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Charlotte Linlin, Silver Axe, John, Ochaku, and other ordinary cadres all set their sights on Chen Mu. Jia ha ha ha. You really did a great job a few days ago, Chen Mu. Golden Lion leaned back on the chair, looked directly at Chen Mu and burst out laughing. I heard that you snatched 6 devil fruits from the auction and half a treasure map from the devil pirates. Charlotte Linlin stared at Chen Mu with a strange smile on her face. Normal people can only eat 1 devil fruit. What are you trying to do by grabbing so many devil fruits, Chen Mu? Ochaku asked. You were really brave enough to snatch things from the madman pirates. Qian Li's, Yink sneered. As soon as he entered the meeting room, many cadres questioned Chen Mu. These cadres were also very surprised by Chen Mu's actions this time. Unexpectedly, Chen Mu was so bold that he dared to snatch the auction supported by the madman pirates. Chen Mu didn't pay attention to these people, but turned his attention to Rox and asked, Captain Rox, what can I do for you? Sit first. Rox folded his hands on his chest, motioning for Chen Mu to sit on a karakura. Chen Mu hesitated for a moment, but sat up anyway. If Rox wants to be unfavorable to him, he can't resist at all with his current strength. After all, no matter how you say it, Rox's strength is now beyond the admiral level. Interested, are you promoted to cadre, Chen Mu? Rox asked with a grin. Huh? Chen Mu just sat down, and was slightly stunned when he heard what Rox said. 66 Rox Regiment Officer Chen Mu, shouldn't the topic of today's meeting be to discuss how to deal with the madman pirates? Why is it that the first thing Rox said now was to promote him to be a member of the Rox Pirate? I'm a little interested in being promoted to a cadre, but that's not what we should be discussing today. The current Chen Mu is interested in being promoted to a cadre. Because he originally wanted to be an ordinary intern in Rock's Pirate. It's all about not wanting to attract attention. During the battle, you can sneak away without anyone noticing, and then go find the treasure alone. But now, his bounty is a full 850 million Baileys. Even now, he is just an intern of Rock's Pirate, but his reputation has spread throughout the New World. But it is impossible for a pirate not to know Chen Mu. Although he is only an intern now, no one knows 71 him. In this way, it is no longer necessary to stay in the position of intern. It's better to become a cadre of the Rock's Pirate, so that the share he gets every time he is plundered is also a good number. But it shouldn't be about discussing cadres now. He took away 6 devil fruits from an auction supported by the Madmen Pirates, and half of the Devil Pirates' treasure map. Now, shouldn't Rocks be thinking about how to deal with him to satisfy the Madman Pirates? That is to say, you agreed to be promoted to a cadre? Rocks only paid attention to Chen Mu's interest in being promoted to a cadre, and seemed to have not heard what Chen Mu said later. Of course. Chen Mu nodded. Ha ha ha. Then it looks like today, we need to celebrate. Rocks burst out laughing when he heard the satisfactory answer. But are you here today just to discuss this matter, Captain Rocks? Chen Mu still asked with some doubts at this time. Why are we only discussing his promotion to a cadre today? Are the Madman Pirates gone? Are you trying to say Madman Pirates, Chen Mu? Rocks asked calmly. Yes. Ha ha ha. If you think that I will punish you for provoking a little Madman Pirate group, if you really think so, I can tell you with certainty that it is your thinking too much. Rocks said with a disdainful smile when he mentioned the Madman Pirates. He, Rocks, never cared about the Madmen Pirates. His future goal is to overthrow the rule of celestial dragons and become the next king of the world. A group of crazy pirates who dare not even provoke the world government. In front of him, it was nothing at all. As for Chen Mu provoking the Madman Pirates. If you provoke them, you will provoke them, and the other party dare not question them. Rock's Pirate Xingxi? You have to remember, Chen Mu, you are extremely valuable to our Rock's Pirate, so, you don't have to worry about provoking anyone at all. Any enemy you provoke, I will settle for you. Rocks said quite like a king. Bath. Rocks is still very responsible for the captain, but, Rocks doesn't say this casually to the people on board. Only those who are extremely valuable to him, he will protect them with all his life. As for the official crew members and trainees on the ship, he didn't care about life and death at all. Even some ordinary cadres sitting in the conference room today are the same. A person without strength does not even have the most basic human rights on his boat. But a person with strength and high potential, Rocks will treat him like a family member and take care of all troubles for him. Then thank you, Captain Rocks. Chen Mu nodded. I have to say that joining Rock's Pirate is indeed a very correct decision for Chen Mu. On this ship, not only can you get countless resources, there's also a solid Rocks that can take him through his formative years. That's why, from now on, our status on the boat will be equal to that of Chen Mu. Whitebeard took a sip of his wine and said with a smile. For Chen Mu to become a cadre, he is naturally happy for Chen Mu from the bottom of his heart. After all, they're friends. It's a pity, Chen Mu, I still want you to be my subordinate. Golden Lion lay on the chair and said with a sigh. For Chen Mu, Golden Lion is not friendly to him, but wants to win Chen Mu over. Since Chen Mu joined Rock's Pirate as an intern, he has taken a fancy to Chen Mu's potential. He wants to win over Chen Mu and become his subordinate. But Chen Mu has always refused, and now, Chen Mu has become a cadre who is almost on the same level as him. It is even more impossible to win over Chen Mu. I'm really sorry, Shiki, if there is no accident, I will only follow Captain Rocks. Chen Mu spread his hands and said calmly. Rocks will only fall in the Valley of the Gods if there is no accident. And Chen Mu has already decided to follow Rocks until his fall. But of course, Chen Mu couldn't save Rocks in the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. Because he was destined to perish in that place. 67 years later, Chen Mu versus Kaido in a flash, years have passed. For the past few years, Chen Mu has been on board the Rock's Pirate. While following Rocks to fight in the New World, while looking for Eudemon's evil fruits. But, Eudemon's devil fruit is even rarer than Logia, too. Even after searching for several years, he still couldn't find the Eudemon's devil fruit in this sea. But, even so, Chen Mu did not give up his search for the Eudemon's devil fruit. Because once you find the Eudemon's devil fruit, he will directly upgrade the traveling frog to a full 4 levels. In the past few years, although he has not found the Eudemon's devil fruit. But he found more than a dozen other evil fruits. But more than a dozen devil fruits upgrade the frog, which only improves the frog by 2 levels. The current frog has reached level 19. I have to say that the demand for frog upgrades is too high now. From level 15 to level 17, 6 devil fruits are required. From level 17 to level 19, more than a dozen devil fruits are needed. There is only 1 step away from level 20. But this is 1 step away, and I don't know how many dozens of devil fruits are needed. Maybe a dozen devil fruits are needed to upgrade, maybe dozens of devil fruits are needed to upgrade. Chen Mu doesn't know about this, but he only needs to find the Eudemon's devil fruit. The level of the frog is bound to break through level 20. Then, reach level 23, because after all, it is to complete the requirements, fixedly upgrade 4 levels. In the past few years, countless things have naturally happened. For example, the Roger pirates wiped out the Madman pirates who were once comparable to the Rocks pirate. Brindewald is called by Naval Headquarters, a man who has great threat to the world. After all his devil fruit, the ability to magnify an object 100 times is too pervert. He has destroyed countless marine bases, with the passage of time for several years. New World can be called the Great Pirate, also only Rocks pirate. Roger pirates, and Brindewald's pirates too. However, in terms of overall strength, Rocks pirate is undoubtedly the strongest. Even with just one Rocks, Brindewald's pirate group can be wiped out. This is the Rocks pirate, now with a terrifying fighting force. In New World, even Marines must stay away from Rocks pirates. Still, worth mentioning, over the past few years, it has been personally guided and trained by Marine Marshal Vikro and other seamen. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, the 3 of them are now Marine Vice Admiral positions. Although they are Vice Admiral, their strength is almost infinitely close to Admiral. If it weren't for the reason, the Admiral of Headquarters is already full. Otherwise, the 3 of them are fully qualified to be promoted to Admiral. It's been a few years since either Rocks Pirate, or the Roger Pirates, or Brindewalder. And Naval Headquarters was once known as Garp, Sengoku, Tufa of Samsung. Now their strength has almost fully grown up. I believe that it won't be long before New World will set off a bloodbath. The bounty for the Rocks group has also been updated. Rocks bounty, 3.95 billion Baileys. Edward Newgate bounty, 3.25 quadrillion Baileys. Golden Lion, 3 billion billions. Charlotte Linlin, 2.5 billion Baileys. Ochaku, 2.1 billion Baileys. Silver Axe, 2 billion 50 million Baileys. John, 1.9 billion Baileys. Chen Mu, 1.7 billion Baileys. Kaido, 1.2 billion Baileys. New World, an uninhabited island. Rocks pirate boat, docked by the sea. Countless regular crew members, as well as interns, including cadres, all gathered on the island. All Rocks pirates are here. Even if they confront the entire naval headquarters head-on with this force, they will not necessarily lose. I saw that in the center of the island, Chen Mu confronted Kaido. And other cadres, official crew members, and interns all stood on both sides to watch. Even Rocks watched the duo from a distance with interest. After a few years and 2 years, are we finally going to fight again? Golden Lion lit a cigar and said with a grin. Kaido once challenged Chen Mu in Loris Kingdom, and wanted to get the title of Chen Mu's strongest trainee. But, was defeated by Chen Mu, and Kaido belongs to the master who refuses to admit defeat. Defeated by Chen Mu, he will naturally fight back. Now after a few years, Kaido, who has been fully tempered, challenges Chen Mu again. I'm really looking forward to who will win between the 2 of them. Silver Axe also looked at the battlefield in front of him with interest. Kaido and Chen Mu have grown into terrifying monsters in the past few years. The strength of the 2 of them is not weak among all the cadres. Zero looking for flowers. The battle between the 2 naturally attracted the attention of the entire Rocks pirate. They wondered whether Chen Mu, who was once hailed as the strongest trainee, would win. In the past few years, his strength has been rising crazily, and Kaido, a monster genius praised by Marine as not inferior to Chen Mu, will win. Don't let me down, Kaido, you will win this battle. Charlotte Linlin, standing not far away, encouraged. In the past few years, it was cultivated by Charlotte Linlin herself. Of course. Rocks is also very interested in the monster Kaido, and also guided him. Compared with Kaido a few years ago, his strength has improved many times. Although Chen Mu's strength is seen by Charlotte Linlin, he still doesn't think Kaido will lose this battle. You don't need to tell me, I will do my best. I will never lose to this bastard Chen Mu again, Kaido said confidently. Since Loris National played against Chen Mu, Kaido never challenged Chen Mu again. But to this day, he thinks that he has the certainty of victory. So challenge Chen Mu. Chen Mu, don't you lose to Kaido, Whitebeard said with a smile while holding a wine gourd in his hand. Of course, how could I lose to him? Chen Mu smiled calmly. He could beat Kaido years ago. Could it be that after a few years, Kaido's strength is improving, so he won't? Although, in the past few years, because the frog has been injured, it needs to eat Eudemon's devil fruit to return to normal. This also led to the fact that the frog was unable to travel across the world in the past few years, bringing back abilities and items for him. But, these past few years, he has not been idle. Chen Mu opened his property panel. Host, Chen Mu. Abilities. Armament Hockey Advanced, Observation Hockey Advanced, Conqueror's Hockey Advanced. Physique. Copper-skinned iron bone physique is in the middle stage. Special ability. 8 inner gates, 6th gate. The mid-stage of Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Middle wood style, early immortal art. These years Chen Mu has been studying hard, the power of Conqueror's Haki. Now, his Armament Haki, Observation Haki, and Conqueror's Haki have all reached the 3rd level. Armament Haki can already be played outside. Observation Haki is only one chapter away from predicting the future. And now he has learned Conqueror's Winding too. The physique is copper-skinned and iron-framed, and it has also reached the middle stage from the primary stage. Other special abilities have also been enhanced after several years of training. 68 Advanced Armed Color Collision. Prepare for defeat, Chen Mu. Kaido yelled, staring at Chen Mu. Kaido has been waiting for this day for too long. Now he can't wait to defeat Chen Mu. You're as confident as ever, Kaido. Chen Mu smiled calmly. HMPH, you'll know if you're confident or not. Kaido snorted coldly and said with a cold light in his eyes. Kaido's body is slightly bent, in a state of charging, and in the next second or so, his body will be shot out like a shooting star. Approaching Chen Mu at the fastest speed, although Kaido's body is very large, but the speed is extremely fast and very flexible. It's really a reckless fight like always, Kaido, but this kind of fighting is exactly what I like the most. After several years of training, Chen Mu's current physical skills have reached their peak, 987. Whether it's copper skin and iron bones, or the power of the 8 inner gates, all have been developed to a terrifying level. So now, what he likes the most is to have someone collide with him, that's right. Facing Kaido's attack, Chen Mu did not panic, clenched his fists and then punched out. Boom! Chen Mu's fist collided violently with Kaido's. In the next second, a storm-like airflow suddenly rose in the center of the venue. And the ground level under the two people's feet also collapsed in an instant, and the originally intact ground sank to a depth of several meters. The many official crew members and interns watching the battle from a distance felt the impact of this force, and they couldn't even open their eyes, and forcibly stabilized their bodies so as not to be blown away by the force. Good. So strong. Is this the true strength of Captain Chen Mu and Boss Kaido? Did neither of them even use Armament Haki? I think, let's watch from a distance, it's too dangerous to stand here. The first collision between Chen Mu and Kaido, although it was just a small test, has not yet used its full strength. But it was this power that made countless crew members feel a huge threat. They were somewhat scared now, they were too close, and were injured by the air current caused by the two fighting. The fist clash between Kaido and Chen Mu lasted for half a minute. Then the two dispersed separately. The strength has improved, Kaido. Chen Mu clicked his tongue. After half a minute of punching, Chen Mu felt that Kaido's strength was not inferior to him. It has to be said that Kaido is worthy of being a monster who mainly cultivates physical skills. Is it just growing? Then do you think that strength alone can defeat me? Chen Mu said calmly. This fist fight is purely a collision between physical bodies. Kaido's physical body skills are not inferior to him. But that's all, you know he hasn't even used the 8 inner gates yet. Don't you think I can't do it? You underestimate me too, Chen Mu. Kaido's face became solemn, and a layer of rich armament haki wrapped around his fists and arms. Kaido was ready to fight again. Without talking nonsense, he rushed directly to Chen Mu. After Chen Mu wrapped armament haki around his arms and fists, he also took the initiative to rush towards Kaido. Boom! The bodies of the two quickly came to the center of the battlefield, and their fists were swung almost at the same time. But, before their fists collided with each other, a powerful impact had already erupted. Purple-black electric light criss-crossed in the center of their fists and wrapped around their bodies. This force caused the surrounding space to distort unconsciously. What happened? Why? Why didn't their fists touch? This. Advanced armament haki. How? How is it possible? Advanced armament haki is extremely difficult to master. They only spent a few years. Could it be that they have mastered this power? Advanced armament haki is the first main stage of armament haki. Obtaining armament haki initially is very easy to practice. But the further you go, the more difficult it is to cultivate, especially if you want to reach the high-level armed color. This is extremely in need of talent, and people without talent can't reach this level even if they practice for decades. Fortunately, we retreated tens of meters just now, otherwise we would stand in the position where we watched the battle just now. It's really dangerous. Several crew members looked at the many crew members who fell to the ground tens of meters before him and said a little luckily, 0. When Kaido and Chen Mu initially fought, they had already realized the danger and retreated. But some people didn't believe in evil and insisted on watching closely. Now they were directly stunned by the power of Chen Mu and Kaido. So lala. Advanced armament haki. Chen Mu and Kaido are really monsters that our Rock's pirate deserves. Even Whitebeard is full of surprises that the two have mastered advanced armament haki. I'm not surprised by Chen Mu, but can Kaido be able to reach this level? Golden Lion crossed his arms in front of his chest, looked directly at Kaido and asked. Don't underestimate Kaido's talent, Shiki. His potential is not weaker than Chen Mu. Charlotte Linlin said with a strange smile. Over the years, it was Charlotte Linlin who was responsible for personally mentoring Kaido. As for Kaido's talent, let alone others, even she is very surprised. To him, Kaido is a treasure, and now, this treasure has been dug out by her. I didn't expect you, bastard, to have mastered this power. Kaido stared at Chen Mu with a little surprise and said. Advanced armament hockey is a power he is proud of, but what he didn't expect was that Chen Mu also mastered this power. What's so unexpected? I mastered it a few years ago, Chen Mu responded calmly. As early as a few years ago, before he played against Brindywald, he had mastered the 1.9 level armament hockey, but in the past few years, he has never stepped into the final step. Stop joking, Chen Mu! Kaido roared. He couldn't believe that Chen Mu had mastered such a terrifying power a few years ago. You know, he has only mastered this power in the past few months. If Chen Mu had mastered it a few years ago, wouldn't it mean that Chen Mu's talent is far superior to his? It's hard to believe this. Bang bang bang. Kaido took a step back, and then suddenly threw punches continuously, while Chen Mu naturally did not hesitate at all, and also threw punches continuously. The fists of the two were like meteorites colliding with each other. Not only did they have extremely strong strength, but the energy they raised made it impossible for ordinary crew members to stand too close. 69 stunning conquerors. Kaido charged his fists, his arms and forehead bulged, and then he punched hard. Chen Mu converted his physique into the power of a dragon, and saw dragon scales appeared on his arms and fists. Boom! The fists collided again, and the ground level under the two people's feet suddenly made a loud noise, and sank again to a depth of several meters. The surrounding sand was directly blown up, setting off endless dust, covering the two of them. Just as many crew members were staring at the dust in front of their eyes, wondering how the battle was going to be. In the next second, a very suffocating coercion hit, directly shaking away all the smoke floating in the sky. The same force directly covered half of the island, and all members of the rocks were enveloped by this force. This power is Conqueror's Hockey. This is Kaido's Conquerors. Okay. So strong Conqueror's Hockey, I feel like I can't stand anymore. It's a good thing it's far enough away, otherwise Kaido's Conquerors would have knocked us out. Kaido's Conquerors appeared, and 10 stunned quite a few of the crew, but many more were fine. As for the cadres, let alone. Kaido's Conquerors is not even a tickle in front of the cadres. What a surprise, as this Kaido's royal look. Golden Lion stared at Kaido slightly surprised. I saw the cigar in his mouth, because of the strong airflow generated by Kaido Conquerors, the butt of the cigarette burned directly to the end of the cigarette. Although Conquerors can't cause any injuries to the cadres. But, don't forget, the strength of Conqueror's power is very good to judge a person. According to the power of this Conquerors, Golden Lion almost felt the astonishing extent of Kaido's power. Kaido's Conquerors entered the second level half a year ago. I believe that within a few years, with Kaido's talent, he can reach the third level and master the Conqueror's winding. Charlotte Linlin, with the corners of her mouth raised, couldn't help showing off Kaido's talent to everyone. You know, in this world, Conqueror's Hockey is very difficult to cultivate. And the Conquerors, where only one person in a million people can awaken, is even more so. To master Conqueror's winding, only the very talented can master it. A few years? That's an amazing talent. Whitebeard stared at Kaido gravely. I have to say that Kaido's talent really surprised Whitebeard. You must know that in the entire Rocks Pirate where there are so many strong people, there are very few people who master the Conqueror's winding. And Kaido, at such an age, has reached this level of Conquerors. There is no doubt that he will be able to master Conqueror's winding in the future. And Conqueror's entanglement is the most terrifying existence among Conqueror's Hockey. Silver Axe, John, Ochaku, also set their sights on Kaido. They have been practicing Conquerors for more than 10 years, but they still can't touch Conqueror's winding. This is not because their talent strength is insufficient, but because the talent needed for Conqueror's winding is too high. In the face of Kaido's talent, even the three of them feel inferior. How about it, Chen Mu? Kaido said with a confident smile on his face. He is full of confidence in his talent, and for the Conqueror's level that I have now, I am very satisfied. It's just Conqueror's Kaido, what's there to be proud of? Chen Mu said with a flat face. You really like to talk hard, Chen Mu. How can you step into this level of Conquerors? Conqueror's training does not make him stronger just by working hard. This power can only be cultivated by talent, although, Conqueror's has the qualifications of a king after awakening. But, Wang's qualifications are also graded. As for the practice of Conqueror's, it is very easy to distinguish the master's qualification level. Without a strong talent, even if you awaken the Conqueror's and practice for a lifetime, you will not be able to reach a higher level. Really? Chen Mu finished speaking. In the next second, an extremely strong crushing pressure, with Chen Mu as the center, rapidly spread to the surroundings. In an instant, the entire Rocks Pirate was enveloped by his Conquerors. Whether it's a cadre, an official crew member or an intern, it's all the same. Chen Mu's Conquerors shrouded, and in less than a second, nearly half of the interns fell into a coma. Among the official crew members, there were also countless members who fell to the ground directly. Caw-caw. On the ground where cadres, official crew members, and trainees watched the battle, cracks appeared one after another. These cracks were not shattered by brute force or vigor. It was caused by Chen Mu's color. Chen Mu has already stepped into the advanced Conqueror's Haki, which can also cause damage to surrounding objects. This. How is this possible? A regular crew member knelt on the ground with sweat dripping from his forehead. Under the cover of Chen Mu's Conquerors, he only felt that it was difficult to breathe, as if there was an insurmountable mountain covering him. Is this Chen Mu's Conquerors? This Conquerors, I don't know how many times stronger than Kaido's. Chen Mu's Conquerors is almost on par with Captain Rock's 720. Not only the official crew, but Chen Mu's Conquerors is full of surprises with trainees. At this time, even the cadres watching the battle, even Rocks couldn't help but look at Chen Mu more. Gee ha ha ha. It's really not what I expected, Chen Mu, you always create a lot of surprises for me. Golden Lion was taken aback for a moment, and then burst out laughing. Since Chen Mu joined the Rocks Pirate, he has shocked the Golden Lion too many times. This is true whether it is the initial bounty of 300 million Baileys, or the veteran cadre John who fought against the Rocks Pirate as an intern. Chen Mu can always surprise him. How? How is it possible? Did Chen Mu actually master Conquerors of this level? Charlotte Linlin's forehead was covered with cold sweat, her pupils constricted violently, and she stared at Chen Mu firmly. Although, Chen Mu's Conquerors did not cause any substantial damage to her, nor did it shock her. But this Conquerors made her feel terrified. What's more, Chen Mu's Conquerors tops Kaido. Doesn't this mean that Chen Mu's potential to be a king is higher than that of Kaido? No. Not only that, Chen Mu has mastered this kind of Conqueror's Haki at such an age. His potential to be a king is even demonstrated in Jinlot Linlin. 70 crushing battle, so lala. Chen Mu, so this is your true strength? Ha ha ha. Your strength really impresses me, Chen Mu. At this moment, even Rocks couldn't help but praise Chen Mu's strength. At this age, he has the potential of a king at this level. Rocks knew that Chen Mu was his kind, not a monster. But a monster with great talent and potential. Feel my Conquerors, much? Chen Mu stared in front of his eyes, and Kaido, who had already lost his mind for a while because of the shock, spoke. As early as half a year ago, he had cultivated his Conquerors to the point where it could be entangled. And at that time, it was also the time when Kaido initially reached the second stage of Conquerors. Boom! Chen Mu exerted a slight force on his arm, and directly sent the hit flying tens of meters away. How can it be? Kaido came back to his senses, his pupils shrank violently and growled. He couldn't believe the facts before him. Chen Mu has a stronger talent than him. Kaido. Don't be distracted. Chen Mu is just Conquerors on top of you, he is not necessarily your opponent. Charlotte Linlin yelled at Kaido and threw Kaido's mace at him. If Kaido keeps struggling with his Conquerors over Chen Mu, then, he will definitely lose. Kaido took the mace thrown by Charlotte Linlin, and his momentum changed again. Kaido stared at Chen Mu in front of him, and roared. So what about the high-level Conquerors? Today, no matter what, I will never lose to you again. On the Rocks ship, he practiced for several years, only to defeat Chen Mu one day. He has waited too long for this day, and he will not tolerate his failure. Confidence is a good thing, but you are too confident, Kaido. Chen Mu spread his hands and said calmly, and the next second he suddenly continued. But, have you ever tried Conqueror's winding? I saw that Chen Mu's fist was entangled with a layer of special power, and a cloud of purple-red air seemed to be stained on Chen Mu's fist, which could not dissipate for a long time. Since mastering the Conqueror's coil, he hasn't had the chance to use it in combat. Just had this opportunity today. Before Kaido could respond, Chen Mu approached Kaido as quickly as possible. Kaido's pupils shrank, the veins in his arms popped up, and he shouted while holding the mace in his hand. Thunder 8 trigrams. Chen Mu transformed his physique into a part of the dragon's power, and saw that his arm was wrapped with a layer of dragon scales, and his fist became a dragon's claw, covered with armed colors and the power of Conquerors. Boom! In the next second, Chen Mu's dragon claw directly held Kaido's mace. Accompanied by a loud bang, the clouds in the sky were directly shaken away, and in the area of more than 10 meters below the two people's feet, the ground level directly dropped to a depth of several meters, and countless sand and dust were set off, covering the sky and the sun. The birds and beasts on the entire island felt this force, and all fled in all directions, and even the birds were directly shaken into stumps by this force. When the sand and dust covered the sky and made it impossible for people to see, with Chen Mu's paws exerting force, the higher air current that was set off directly scattered the endless sand and dust. Everyone saw that there were some cracks in Kaido's hand wrapped around Armament Haki's mace. Could it be that the power used by Chen Mu is... Bah! Conqueror's coil. Can't be wrong, this power is Conqueror's coil. I didn't expect, Has he even mastered this kind of power? That's true. He has mastered high-level Conquerors at such an age. It's normal to master Conqueror's winding. Compared to this monster, I feel like I've lived so many years in vain. It was a surprise to see Chen Mu use Conquerors to wrap even one of the well-informed Rocks pirates. Chen Mu has reached this level of strength in just a few years, which makes these cadres who have practiced for more than 10 years feel ashamed. It seems that you have fully grown up, Chen Mu, Since this is the case, my plan to dominate the world can also be launched. Rox stared at Chen Mu in the battlefield, grinned, and thought to himself. Chen Mu's current expressive power is not even weaker than Golden Lion, Whitebeard, Charlotte Linlin. With Chen Mu, plus the strong men he has recruited over the past few years, now he can find a way to get rid of the celestial dragons, and then dominate the world. And in the battlefield, ka, accompanied by a sound, the mace in Kaido's hand shattered completely. Kaido's weapon was directly shattered by Chen Mu's brute force. But in fact, it is extremely difficult to destroy high-level armament Haki by brute force alone. But Chen Mu is now using Conqueror's Winding. This ability has extremely strong destructive power and the ability to penetrate. Even high-level armament Haki can penetrate it, if it weren't for the use of Conqueror's Winding. Otherwise, even for an existence of Rock's level, it would be very difficult to destroy high-level armament Haki by brute force. Kaido's weapon is made of special hard material and it is wrapped with high-level armament Haki. How is this possible? Chen Mu's power, can even high-level armament Haki be destroyed? Chen Mu's brute force can already be compared with Captain Edward. No, if it is a single round of brute force, it is even stronger than Captain Edward. I thought that Kaido and Chen Mu were the strongest rookies on our ship, but now it seems that Chen Mu is uniquely the strongest. Seeing the scene in front of them, all members of the entire Rock's Pirate were shocked. The rest are not shocked, that is because they have already been stunned by Chen Mu's conquerors. Kaido's Zhao Qianhao, Lei Ming 8 trigrams was destroyed by Chen Mu, and the battle between the two was coming to an end. After a long time Kaido fell into a huge pit, covered in blood, panting heavily. After several years, he lost to Chen Mu again, hateful. Kaido yelled at Gang with a ferocious expression. At this moment, his heart was filled with anger, hatred, helplessness, and despair. Various emotions rushed into Kaido's heart. He originally thought that after practicing for so many years, he was already qualified enough to defeat Chen Mu. But he didn't expect that Chen Mu's current strength was still above him. He can even crush his high-level armament Haki with brute force. And Conqueror's Haki, even mastered to the 3rd level, can skillfully use Conqueror's Winding. Feeling the gap with Chen Mu, Kaido slowly closed his eyes and fell into a coma.